welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
Hey, good... What day is it today? Today's Thursday. Good Thursday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. We're on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as on YouTube or wherever you can get your podcasts. EST Hangout. It is presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. They have more than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. 50% off 12 weeks. It ends December 15th, so you got 10 days to get in on that deal. Sentinel.ca for that. Matt Iwanyk, Jasmine, Sidhu with you here and joining us today. Been looking forward to this one for a little bit. It's Gerry Haracsi from the Spirit of Edmonton returning to the Hangout. Gerry, welcome. You've come with gifts. That is not why I was excited about today. It was about seeing you, but the gifts are a nice little bonus.
Let's start the morning off the right way with the sociable.
Sociable.
Jasmine, I know you're a sluice virgin, so let's do this. This is my first sip since Grey Cup. I'm not sure this is going to stay down, but let's go.
Oh, that goes down very nice. That goes down very nice. It's been, what, 2.5 weeks now since Grey Cup? That sound isn't because of the drink. No, I just want to make that it's not a terrible...
2.5 weeks. Usually,
it's the recovery from Grey Cup still occurring there.
Usually my first drink of orange juice is with champagne in it on Christmas morning. That's the first time I taste orange juice after Grey Cup. Because
a mimosa?
It's a mimosa
yes,
with my wife and kids. And but yeah, so this usually we start pouring sluice juice at, we start making it about 6 o'clock in the morning. We can't pour it till 9 legally. But we start sampling it at about 6:05.
They got to make sure it tastes quality test.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So as I'm welcoming, this year we had 1,500 guests in our room. I always have a sluice juice in my hand, so it's 5 or 6 hours of drinking sluice juice from 6 in the morning till 11 or 12 in the afternoon, and then going all day and all night.
We're going to get into the experience Gerry and the Spirit of Edmonton had at the Grey Cup this year in Vancouver and look ahead to the Grey Cup in Winnipeg next year. We will get into some Elks changes, get thoughts, and it's Oilers game day as well. The Oilers taking on the Blue Jackets later tonight. Connor McDavid being presented with, what is it, the gold, silver stick usually, right?
It's a golden stick.
It's a golden one?
And it's a Tiffany crystal ball, and or not a ball, it's Tiffany crystal, but we'll talk about that after.
Of course you would know it's Tiffany.
You know it.
Of course you would know it's Tiffany. And Jasmine and are legit beefing. I'm just going to throw that out there. To all those people messaging or asking if we're beefing, the answer is yes. 100%. Why does he think she's sitting away from me today?
Yeah, I got many messages being like, is Maddie actually mad at you? Like, are you guys actually fighting? And the answer is yes.
As soon as she walked in today, I said, you sit away from me.
Yeah, no, I sat away from him first, and I gave him the silent treatment, okay?
So the last time I was here, I was stuck between Gazzola and you, and you had just won the race at the River Hawks game, and here I am again, stuck in the middle.
Poor Gerry.
But
I need more sluice.
I would like to throw it out there. Gerry did confirm I won.
It was a landslide victory that day.
Wow.
And called it a race at Remax. So thank you, Gerry. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So let's actually get it. So it was the 50th year of Spirit of Edmonton.
Yeah.
How was it leading into, before Grey Cup? How was the year for you guys?
It was, it's, I talk of it 2 ways. When I say the business side of it, it's tough, but the spirit side of it is awesome. We had a great year at Tailgate. It was packed every game. Tall Boy killed it every game. They came with us to Grey Cup, and they're unbelievable, representing Edmonton and the Spirit of Edmonton and the Edmonton Elks. Spirit of Edmonton was awesome. I think even if we had somebody from Vancouver organizing committee, and that they would be the first to admit the rooms were way too big for anybody. BC had 90,000 feet. So you walk into just think of it like a Home Depot that's empty. And that's how big it is. And they had it divided up well, but our room was 70,000 feet, and we cut it in half to 35,000 feet. So we pipe and draped half that room off. And even though we had 3,000 people in, it still looked... You couldn't create the ambiance and the atmosphere.
Sounds like Shanks.
Of a typical Spirit of Edmonton, But it was still fine. The dance floor was rocking every night, and Yeah, it was great. It was a great week. Vancouver did a great job. The weather didn't cooperate on the Saturday,
No.
which unfortunately canceled a lot of the outside stuff. But it brought them in. There was a lot of, like, the convention center is so big. It's like 4 or 5 levels, and they had something activated on every level, and it was good. It was, it was a good week. I think everybody enjoyed it. Like I say, from the business side of it, we didn't own the room this year, so it's difficult when you can't set your liquor prices and you can't do cover charge. You know, it's all contracted out to the BC Lions and the Grey Cup committee.
Is that how it's going to be moving forward? Do you know?
Well, it's been like that now for about 5 years.
Oh, it's
We've
been
just
that way,
never
okay.
participated because, as an independent, you know, we need the liquor license, we need the funding, and we need to survive that way. So without having that, and I've talked about it before, it puts us in a very tough position financially. So, yeah. But anyway, it was a great year. You know, we celebrated our 50th at our breakfast this year, which was really cool because we had Rick Lawlisher, who was one of the founding members of the Spirit of Edmonton.
Was he?
Yeah. In 1974.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's. It was in Vancouver actually that they were having a party in a hotel room, and it just word got out on the street that there's a party going on. And this is the story I've heard. I might have told this story on the Hangout before that. I think the first time security came up to that room was about 9 or 9:30 because there was so much noise going on, and then finally at about midnight they gave them the last call, and one security guard said, "Okay, we're shutting you guys down." And somebody from the back of the room screamed out, "You can't shut us down. We're the Spirit of Edmonton." And the name just stuck. You know, so that was 50 years ago in Vancouver.
Love that.
So it was really neat to celebrate our 50th anniversary at the breakfast, especially because we had a lot of people there, Rick included, that have been there for all 50 breakfasts and Spirit of Edmonton's. And I met with Ray Stewart. Ray is the president of National Shunt out of Ontario, and they do all of our shipping across the country as a donation, which is a huge help. But he told me that there's been a member of the Stewart family, from his great-grandfather to his grandfather to his dad and himself, and now his sons, for every Spirit of Edmonton breakfast.
Wow.
All 50 years, the Stewart family has been there. So it was cool. And Mark Schultz, our MC, does a great job, and he finds these people to tell stories about if they can remember anything about a breakfast that they were at or a Spirit of Edmonton evening function. So it was really special. We didn't do anything glitzy and glamoury. We just brought back a whole bunch of really good stories at the breakfast. And of course, the Grey Cup with Jeff McWhinney, the keeper, came into the room, and we had that there for about an hour and a half. And yeah, it was a really good weekend.
Cheerleaders come in, or cheer teams?
Yeah, every
They
cheer
come
team.
in?
Every cheer team came in. They did their performance, and we're on a tight schedule. You know, the show kicks off at 8:00 in the morning with DJ Johnny Jasno spinning the tunes. He had everybody in the room doing the YMCA at 11:00 in the morning.
Nice.
Just before Tallboy took the stage, I come walking out, and I couldn't believe my eyes when I see 1,500 people standing up, and I can't believe they're standing up after doing the sluice, but I think that was the liquid courage that brought out the YMCA. But
I like the
anyway,
YMCA.
so
I do too.
It's fun to do.
I don't want to admit it, but I
well,
love
a couple
it.
more sips.
I don't dance, but I'll do the YMCA. I'll gladly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so but our schedule is jam packed. Like I say, we start at 8:00 in the morning, we go till noon, and there's not 10 seconds of time where we can take a breath. And Mark and I work really well together when we're coordinating. We have our hand signals that, you know, this guy didn't show up, and it's another signal or whatever. But we just rolled on, and we had the Winnipeg Pipe Band come in. We had a hip hop group from Vancouver perform. Every cheer team came in, and then of course to close the show, Tallboy, and we had to kick them off the stage at noon. Because they didn't want to stop. It was funny. They came in so hungover. And I just told them, I said, "Hey, good news, boys. We're running 15 minutes ahead of schedule. You're on at 11 instead of 11:15." As I kicked them off the floor, said, "Let's go." And they gutted through it, man. They sweated it out. And at noon, I said, "We got to pull the plug, boys. There's people up dancing, and there's still thousands of people in the room." And I said, "We got to flip the room for 4:00. We got to open up again." You know. So it was probably one of the best breakfasts that
Nice.
kudos to the Vancouver Convention Center staff for pulling it off. They had everybody served sluice juice in less than 5 minutes. That's 2 jugs per table, so 150 tables. They had two jugs on every table by 9:05 after we do our. It's funny because we do our ceremonial sluice juice pour where we bring out, 2 jugs. We have the RCMP carried 2 jugs of sluice juice out and drop it onto one of our sponsors' tables. And this year we brought it to Chris Morris, the new president of the. And I go up to him and shake his hand, and I said, "You don't have to chug this, because some people think when you give it to you,
They have to
the
take it.
pressure's on. You got to chug." I said, "Just take a sip, and you can put it back."
It's
down.
like tapping the barrel for the whiskey or whatever. That first taste. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like it's just
and
the
that's,
first sip.
and it works so well because we have they call them the Queen Marys, those big, huge dollies and there's just racks full of sluice juice, and as soon as that first sip is taken, the racks move. And
It's business.
It's on. People don't care about the food, which was awesome.
I mean,
the food this year was incredible for the bacon, eggs, hash browns. Everything was so good. But we call it a breakfast because it's an 8 o'clock in the morning party. But it's all about the sluice juice, and it's all about getting rid of that hangover from the night before and having fun and
that convention center, it's right on the water, right?
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Beautiful facility.
It's beautiful, gorgeous windows. You see the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's stunning.
Yeah,
it's right beside Canada Place, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So there's East and West. Canada Place is East, and we're Convention Center West, where we were, and
Where the Olympic Village is, kind of, right?
Yep.
Almost. Yeah. So it's a beautiful area to get you in the good vibe.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the committee, the festival committee, did a great job of the festival. There was something going on. Well, I mean, I left it. Sometimes I was leaving at 2 or 3 in the morning after cleaning up, and the street sweepers were out cleaning up the streets, and they were getting ready to go again for 8 or 9 in the morning, and so they did a great job. Vancouver needs to be there. They should be proud of themselves. It was a good festival.
I don't want to spoil who or anything, but I know that there was a table at the Spirit that had quite a few sluice juices tucked under the table.
That's so normal. Like one of the servers came up to me and she goes, "We're out of pitchers." I said, "You can't be out of pitchers." I said, "We've ordered 6 pitchers per table, like the empty ones." I said, "Look under the table. That's where they'll be." So
They're in it. They're there. They're all out there.
Yeah.
No, it is and it's a set. I just haven't been to one.
I can explain it like I'm explaining it, but until you go, you're not going to get the energy
doubt.
level and
And that's just Grey Cup, I think, in general, because I remember for the 18 Grey Cup, I was I went to the 10. I went to the game for 02 and 10. 02, I was too young. 10, I really didn't do much when Grey Cup was in town.
Yeah.
So 18 was really my first time experiencing the week leading up to Grey Cup. And Dave Jameson was the one that told me, he's like, it's just a big kitchen party. It's Canada's largest kitchen party. I was like, okay, well. And then when I went, it's like, I know what you mean now, Dave.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something you could really fully explain. You have to experience it. And I bet, like, you would know better than I'm feeling it's the exact same thing with the breakfast. Is you could explain it as much as you want right now, Gerry.
Yeah.
But until I go, I won't actually truly understand it.
Yeah. Well, we were hoping to host everybody in 2026, but let's not even go there.
But it's close. At least in 26, it's close to Calgary.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll be there in Winnipeg. We're going to Winnipeg and we're going to Calgary.
Okay, I hope
And then
we're there
maybe
with you.
27.
Yeah.
That's
what's neat about my job, and like I'm lucky enough to be kind of the face and the voice of the Spirit of Edmonton, but the committee is, there's a lot of us on the committee. There's 14 of us on the committee that we work all year to plan this and make it the success that it is. So it's important that the whole committee gets the recognition. Like I say, I'm just lucky enough to be the guy right now. But when I do other media, it's a privilege for me to say that I'm such a proud Edmontonian. I'm passionate about our city, about the Spirit of Edmonton, and about our football club. And I get to be the guy that brings Canadians together. And I'm not talking personally. I'm talking to me as the Spirit of Edmonton and our committee that gets to bring Canadians together for no other reason than to have fun. There's nothing else in the world that brings a country together. And the CFL and the Grey Cup is that. It's the platform that allows it. And we do it like every Thursday night when you come into our room and you see hundreds of people wearing every jersey from around the league, and even the Shreveport Pirates and like all the old
the American teams.
US CFL teams. And they're all having a great time. They're all having fun, and they're all anticipating 9 a.m. Saturday morning when the sluice juice is going to be poured.
You're a super host.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun doing it. It's a lot of fun doing it. Yeah.
So the Elks helped you out, though, this year. Because, like, last time you were on, we were talking about the finances and stuff like that. The Elks jumped on this year.
They did. That was, I got a phone call a couple days later, so I'm sure they were listening. And it was a huge, huge help for them to come on board. And I know we're probably going to talk about what's been going on there the last couple of weeks. So I haven't had a chance to meet with any of them yet, but I will in the new year. And hopefully we'll get this all straightened out and be able to get to Winnipeg and to Calgary and keep representing like we do.
As of right now, can you get to Winnipeg?
No.
Okay.
No, it's we knew we had to get to Vancouver.
Because it was 50.
And so we dipped into the rainy day fund and we spent what we had to spend to get there and do it upright, do perfect Spirit of Edmonton, which we're proud of. And my attitude is really good when it comes to getting to Winnipeg. Said nobody ever. But no. I'm excited. I was in 2015 in Winnipeg. The Eskimos won the Grey Cup in 2015 in Winnipeg.
Last time.
Beautiful CFL stadium. So we're looking forward to getting there.
We'll make sure it happens.
Just don't know how yet.
We'll figure out some ways and we'll help get that done.
Like a fundraiser?
We're gonna have to do. Well,
We should get the boys to do a car wash.
Okay, we want
I'll just hold a clipboard and yell at everybody.
We want to make money for the Spirits. We want to get the money, not turn people away.
People to come in. Yeah.
Did you have any conversations with Larry Thompson or anything, or did it all just come from?
It came through Rick from Larry. So
from Larry though.
Oh yeah. It happened after he took over.
Okay.
Yeah. So we really appreciate that, and I'm really looking forward to have a meeting with them, with the crew. Now that they're all. I mean, they've still got some big shoes to fill over there with their coaching staff, and we'll just let them do their stuff, and then when it comes to talk hospitality, I'll be first in line.
But it's nice that Larry is part of that a little bit, or got in, because it's like I would imagine. Don't know the guy, but if you were a fan of this team for all these years, you've been to a few Spirits on your own. And you would have to enjoy those. And if you're trying to buy this franchise, where there was a report, I haven't dove into it yet, but in the Journal and the Sun, Dan Barnes wrote a piece on the financials of this team and why they ultimately got sold. And in the piece, the one tweet I saw today was that like Larry's going to have to expect about a $3 to $5 million loss for the next 3 years. He knew that buying this team, but you're not taking a $3 to $5 million loss every year without a full love of everything that goes into this franchise, which I would assume would mean, and hopefully means Spirit of Edmonton. Also, just throw some love, because I'm assuming these are your biggest sponsors on your cups.
These are gorgeous cups.
National Shunt.
Yeah, those are
Service Limited,
our logistics company that moves our stuff from coast to coast to coast in Canada.
Spirit Travel and Event Management.
Yeah, Rhonda Heworth is alumni, Spirit of Edmonton alumni, started her own event company, and she does a fantastic job of getting people. She doesn't just do Grey Cup; she does everything. She's a great event planner.
You guys have Coors Light.
Aaron Kosh and the boys from Molson's Coors Light. Yeah, they're big supporters, especially at Tailgate. We couldn't do what we do at Tailgate without them.
Arctic Spas.
Yeah, they're another national company. Our spa this year sold at our auction for just over $14,000.
Wow.
It's a $18,000 retail spa, and we auction one off every year.
What?
And thanks to Dennis and the guys at Arctic Spas, man. They've been 23 years now. They've been a major sponsor. And, they've allowed us to do a lot of things because of that spa. Plus, they also donate a hot tub that we use as a cooler, and we fill it up with 2,000 beer cans. So I was going to say a hot tub full of beer, but if you don't know, when I say hot tub full of beer, people say, you fill a hot tub full of beer and then dip a cup in and take it out?
Like a fountain.
No, we fill it up with hundreds and hundreds of cans of beer, and we sell cans of beer out of a hot tub full of ice.
And of course, Bruce Simpson and William Huff.
Bruce is he's just a gem.
Walls and
the stickers that I have taped on those the sluice juice, because I kept them in the fridge overnight to keep it cold, and the sticker didn't stick to cold glass, so it's got a little bit of tape around it. But Bruce did those stickers for us, and he does all of our pageantry, and he does it, on his nickel. He's just a great man, a huge supporter, and if anybody needs anything done in Edmonton, like you say, anything, give Bruce and his team a call. They're fantastic.
He sent me an email while he was at Grey Cup with the field, because he once again painted the field. So everything you saw at Grey Cup was painted by Bruce and his team. William Huff, so also great sponsors of the Spirit of Edmonton. Okay, so let's not do the hypothetical if you're at Winnipeg. Let's go with you're in Winnipeg.
Manifest.
are there changes that you like? Do you look at this year and how do you build off of what you did this year type thing? Or do you look at what happened in 15 because that was the last time you were in Winnipeg and you build off of the time it was in Winnipeg?
Well, in 2015 in Winnipeg, that's when, I don't even know, festivals were just starting to be the thing of Grey Cup week. So it didn't matter where we went, people found us.
Okay.
You know, as the festivals grew, you needed to be closer and closer, you know. And then when we went to Regina, you know, we were too far away and we realized that people aren't going to come. So Winnipeg, we were out by the airport, which is miles away from downtown.
Okay.
So we won't be there again. You know,
Good to know. Mark that down.
When we're in,
Looking
when
for
we're
my
in Winnipeg,
Airbnb.
we will
Okay.
be, we'll be closer to downtown, and we may be on festival site again. It just depends on the structure of the contracts that they put together. So, yeah. So that's yeah. We will be near or on festival site going forward. We have to be. You know, it's just the festival.
Everyone else, you guys built up everyone else too good.
You said
and
it, my
too
friend.
well.
You said it.
Then now
We've,
it's eating you guys a little bit almost.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there were some socials out there that people were saying, yeah, the Spirit needs to pick up their game. They're losing to Calgary and they're losing to Winnipeg. And so I go up to the Calgary-Winnipeg room, and they have a banquet room that's maybe 2,000 feet. So it looks busy. It looks like people are having fun.
It was the yeah.
But it's
perception.
Yeah. So they had 350 people in their room, and we had 3,500 in our room, and ours looked empty.
And that's where I always go with like Shanks building.
Yeah.
Which is still sad that we're not getting it as EST, but the Shanks building it could be busy, but it always looked empty.
Yeah.
They could have a good night from any other bars,
Yeah.
but it's empty because it was just massive.
So big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just that perception thing. It's the same, like the Oil Kings have one of the best attendances in WHL the last few years.
Yeah.
And until like the last few years prior to that, they would only get like 5,000-6,000, which overall for the course of the WHL is really good.
Yeah.
But you're playing in Rogers Place and it's cavernous and everyone's spaced out. And it's like, well, this doesn't look good. But then if you go and you took the Oil Kings and you shove them into Claire Drake, they'd be completely full every night and it would look a lot better.
Yeah, and then you get the ambiance, you get that atmosphere, you get the
Yeah, you want a
wild and
cozy
craziness.
feel.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's cozy vibe. Like some people's houses are way too big. And you don't get that cozy
Yeah.
feel, right?
Yeah. Usually in the Spirit, you're walking elbow to elbow, and you're you're trying to get up. You know, when you're me, you're trying to walk through the room and try to get to where you need to be. But yeah, this year it was again we were packed.
Yeah.
Like the Westin was great here. Like that one, it was like that's a great size.
Yeah, unless you're a cheerleader getting thrown in. You got a 12-foot ceiling and you can only go 10 feet in the air. They don't like that too much, but
Calgary was good.
yeah. Well, so if you're Calgary, that's where
I was-
that's what we did to Vancouver. Except we shrunk the Calgary room even more.
Okay.
We only used 18,000 feet in Calgary because we had behind the stage. For
Yeah, and you
breakfast.
remember you had the behind the scenes.
Yeah, which was breakfast, but that's double production. So if you're paying 80,000 for production, you're now paying 160,000 for production. So when we built our room in Vancouver, I talked to the banquet manager there and I said, build us a room for 1,500 seated at breakfast. That's what we need because we have to have that. So that's why our room was that big. If we didn't do the breakfast on site, we would have brought it down to about 18,000 feet and made it comfy, cozy, and Spirit of Edmonton vibe. So
So is the CFL not like is it just like the league? They look after the festivals almost, and like, is there a point person, or is it each city you have to deal with?
Each team has their own Grey Cup
But-
festival committee, and then they're guided by the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you deal with more of the league or the Winnipeg Blue Bombers next year?
It'll be the Blue Bombers next year, yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it would be nice if the league recognized 51 years of the Spirit of Edmonton and the reason why the festival even exists.
Well, that's like it was always, and there's a reason. Like, well, the thing that you always hear about Grey Cup is you go see all the other parties, but you end your night at Spirit.
Yeah.
You go to Spirit because that's the place. That's always been the place, and now everyone else has been built.
Yeah.
So you go visit them, but you always go back to Spirit.
Yeah.
That's the place. That's the starting and ending point almost of everything.
Yeah, and you know what's really interesting? I do my thing, and like I say, when I talk business side of it, it's a different version. And I was out having beers with Curtis, the front man for Tallboy, and I said, how was it from your perspective? Because you're on stage, you're looking at everything, and I'm at ground level in everything. And I said, to me, it felt empty. He goes, no. He goes, that was one of the best parties we've ever performed. He goes, the dance floor was packed every second, every song. And he goes, even for Nickelback, that we pulled out of our hats because we've been jamming Nickelback, but didn't think we would ever pull it off. And they did a couple of Nickelback songs, and tribute to Creed Tuesday, they pulled off a couple of Creed songs, and he said nobody left the dance floor. They were yelling, they want more Nickelback, they want more Creed. And, so he said the party for them was the best event that they've played for so far. So that's their perspective, which means more to me than sulky Gerry going, it's too big.
You're always the hardest on your own stuff.
Yeah,
most people, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that you have people like them to tell
bring
you
it right
that.
back down. Yeah.
No, it was all good. No, I've heard some great things about this Grey Cup. Although I've heard mixed. I heard like overall the whole Grey Cup festival and stuff. I heard Hamilton was better than Vancouver, and I heard from some that Vancouver was the best ever. So
it's all perspective. Hamilton was tight. Hamilton was close. We, regardless of what happened in Hamilton, we couldn't have been in the convention center because there wasn't a room big enough there. So it worked out fine because we were off site, and still it was a perfect room. It was a production studio.
Yeah, but you're too busy to go see the rest of the festival.
I usually take like Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll work off the sluice juice, and I know a lot of people. Like I know. John from the Schooners, he's a great guy, and he's like me, right? He's independent, except that he gets a lot of help from the city in the province where he's from, and we're working on that. Yeah, we're working on that. But anyway, he does a great job representing a team that doesn't even exist, and in the Schooners, and they throw the ultimate kitchen party, and who knows? Maybe one day the two independents will join hands and we'll do a Spirit of Edmonton kitchen party with the Schooners. Who knows? It
could be anything.
Looking in, what is the term? Looking inside, like someone that, when you talk
Outside
about,
in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
Are you guys fighting right now?
I'm just you said what is it, so I'm trying to give you the answer, but okay.
See, I knew well enough to not say a word. Just yes, Jasmine. What would you like to say, honey?
You're so smart, Gerry. Okay. This is why, okay. Well, you know what? You sold me. I everything you're saying makes me excited. Like, I want to be part of this. I want to join. I want to come. I want to attend. I want to have the breakfast. I want to go to Winnipeg and attend your party. I want to do it all. It just seems like a blast.
It is. It's I've been doing this a long time, and it's a lot of work. And I keep saying, as soon as I see like Maddie setting up or the boys setting up at tailgate, I just say to myself, this is why I do it, because I've met great people, and I love entertaining. I love hosting. We all do it. The Spirit. It's not. I just keep saying me, but it's not me. It's the Spirit of Edmonton
Spirit.
group. Yeah, and
you're very passionate, and I love when people are passionate because you believe in your work and you believe in your hard work, and that's what's selling me. Like, it's not phony. It's not like you really, really do.
Yeah, there's a cool story on the Saturday night. A gentleman came up to me who I'd never met before, and he had been to the breakfast, so he'd been probably 16-hour shift already. And he comes up and he puts his arm around me like drunk guys do, and he gets really close to me like drunk guys do.
I love you, man.
That's exactly it. But he goes, I've been into every other room, and he said, this is the only room where I know that you're the chairman of the committee. I know that Glenn is from Ottawa, and he's your MC, and he's been doing it for 20 years. I know that DJ Johnny Jasno is an Edmontonian, part of the Spirit of Edmonton. He goes, I feel like I'm at home here because I know who the Spirit of Edmonton people are. He goes, I walk into any other room, I don't know who's running the show there. You just walk in. So that's what we create. We create that, and I always call it the Spirit family. We create that Spirit family attitude and atmosphere.
I was just going to say, like a family.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're part of the family.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's every Wednesday night we do our Spirit family dinner because it's the only chance that our committee gets to be alone together for the next 96 hours until, whatever it is, 5 o'clock Sunday morning when we're finally finished tearing everything down in the truck.
You guys are just exhausted.
I feel like I'm singing a Jackson Brown song right now. But it's the loadout, and we're
with the hair of the dog, I'm sure.
Yeah, we get a couple hours of sleep, and then we write down. This year there was a Sharks Club in the hotel we were at. So 11 o'clock in the morning, I got the call for a beer and a Caesar.
Yeah.
That was another 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, 11 to 11.
It's a nice Sharks Club too. Yeah.
Well, and for everyone at Spirit, that's not their job.
No, we're all on vacation. Every one of us takes vacation time. And yeah. It's that's why, I have to thank my wife and my family for allowing me to do what I do, because it's not just the 4 days a year. Like, we're already working, planning for Winnipeg and Calgary. So it's it's a passion. It's a lot of fun, but we're all fortunate enough to have significant others and families that understand the passion.
Spirit of Edmonton, go check them out at the tailgate next year for Elks games. Just start there, and it's a great time.
I'll be there, Gerry. I'm bringing my friends.
Bring them all.
I'm gonna.
And come
Get my
early
word.
because we go through. Well, again, thanks to our friends at Molson's, we budget 12 dozen a game, and that 12 dozen is gone within the first hour, and then I have my friends and family coolers that's in the back for my peeps at Edmonton Sports Talk, and that's it. Yeah, if I don't know you. Anyway,
I hope I could be around tailgate a little bit more next year. Won't lie.
yeah, you're working though. You got your gig going on at the casino, and
I know, but it's
why don't you do it from Spirit of Edmonton?
we weren't allowed last year.
It says who?
It says the club.
Yeah, but you come to me. Come to the Spirit of Edmonton.
We'll talk. We'll figure this.
Are these mics live right now?
It's one of those. We tried to be in the tailgate area last year, and it didn't work. So then we're at Century, which was great. Eric will be at Century Casino tonight for the Thursday night football, which really was helpful on the last game of the season because there's Oilers, Penguins, Elks, Argos, and there was Yankees. I don't know if that was World Series or if that was the Cardinals. Was that World Series?
Going on,
then
yeah.
World Series game 1 that night, and I was like, okay, I need to watch all these things.
Yeah.
So that was the one night I was like, this is just a perfect spot for all these TVs.
Yeah, we were in the Directors Club watching the baseball game that night.
I got-
as the football game was going on. Yeah.
But I love Century. I love being there. Would love to be back there next year. But if also I could be in the tailgate, though, I would love to be in the tailgate. Now, before we got on the show, we got this book given to us by Jed Roberts like a year ago. He signed it for us.
Yeah.
And this was, though, it's created by the
Jeff McWhinney.
who's the
keeper of the cup.
keeper of the Grey Cup.
Yeah.
And you pointed at me because you said you were just in Jasper and stuff.
Yeah.
And before I get into that, like you said, there's a lot of stuff the Spirit does in the community that people don't know about. Like we hear about the tailgate.
Yeah.
We hear about you hosting in Grey Cups for 50 years. But then there's more that you guys that I didn't even know this.
Yeah. So this is a really cool. Thing that we've done. Jeff McWhinney and I have become really good friends. Jeff works for the Canadian Football Hall of Fame as the keeper of the Grey Cup, and his dad won the 1954 Grey Cup as an Edmonton Eskimo. And it's neat to see. You see Glenn McWhinney on the cup. And anyway, just before Mr. McWhinney passed away, Jeff and the commissioner brought the Grey Cup to his house in Winnipeg, where Jeff lives and where his family is from. And he asked his dad if he'd like to drink out of the cup again, and he said, "No, not without my teammates." And so Jeff had this idea about writing a children's book, and I called it. Have you read this yet? It's very Dr. Seussical. It needs to be. It's a rhyming book.
Okay.
Tommy took it to Reading Week this year, I think, and he said it was great.
It's a fantastic book. So when Jeff told me the story, he sent me the first copy of it, and I read it, and I read it to my daughter. He actually signed a copy and gave it to my daughter, who was 8 or 9 years old when this book came out. And it's a book about inclusion, anti-bullying, and every one of the people in the book is a CFL player that should have never made professional sports because of either, Jed Roberts played 13 years as a Grey Cup champion and was hearing impaired.
Yeah.
Jackie Parker was never supposed to run, and he became one of the greatest football players in the history of the CFL.
Yes.
Dana Shriver is the first woman's name inscribed on the Grey Cup. She's the president and CEO of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, or high up in the office of the president of the Blue Bombers. So every one of them, there's a story, and there's their biographies in the back of this book. So when I read the book, I said to Jeff, "How does the Spirit of Edmonton get in on this?" And so he has the Glenn McWhinney Fund scholarship that's awarded to an underprivileged student that has all the abilities to get onto post-secondary education, except maybe not financially. So the Spirit has donated $2,000 a year every year for the last 3 years towards that fund. We were the first group to initiate that. Since then, the Winnipeg Foundation has come on board. The Hall of Fame has come on board. So I think the fund is sitting around $6,000 to $8,000 now every year that's given to a student in the locality of the Grey Cup. So this year Vancouver, obviously next year it'll be Winnipeg. But what's really cool with the RCMP involvement, we got a phone call to see if the Grey Cup could come to Jasper to because they needed something after the fires. And it was tough, man. It was a life-changing day for me. But we took the Grey Cup there, and we brought 250 of these books. Aww. And we gave them out.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, first of all, a present that I always get children is a book.
Yeah.
And a sports book nonetheless. And right now I just Googled it. Guys, it's $19.99 at Indigo.
Yeah.
Go out and buy this for Christmas.
Yeah.
Put this in the stocking, put it underneath a chair, a tree. What a lovely, okay, and look at me, I'm a minority woman. This reaches out to me immediately. I want to gift this.
It's a great book with all the proceeds.
Yes.
Every penny goes to the Glenn McWhinney Foundation for that scholarship. So when my daughter opened it and read it, she said to me that morning, she goes, let's phone Jeff and let's get him to my school to talk about the book. So we did the book launch in June it was just before COVID. So probably 2018, maybe 2019. We did
2019. COVID was 2020. So
yeah, so it'd be
2018, 19.
Yeah,
one of those two.
So in June of that year, we had about 600 people in the school field at St. Paul's School in the West End here. We had the Grey Cup. We had Jeff. We had Jed Roberts. We had Jackie Parker Jr.
Wow.
We had all these people there to do this gift launch.
Amazing.
Or the book launch through the Spirit of Edmonton. So those are the things that I'm more passionate about, and I probably shouldn't keep it a secret as like I do because it's so special.
Oh, you
bet. But it's
so
when I came home from Jasper, it was Halloween, and my daughter couldn't find an NHL jersey to wear as a hockey player, and I just looked at her and I said, "Are you kidding me? Like, you don't know what I just saw today." So I came home with a personal agenda to go back to Jasper in the spring with the Grey Cup, more books, and Tall Boys coming with me.
Oh, cool.
We've got the venue. We're playing the Legion. I've got to call Sue Henderson at the Legion, tell her, no, we're doing this. She's already agreed to it. We've just, I think we're going to go the last weekend in April. But I want to do, I'd love to raise $100,000 for the kids in Jasper, somehow, through the Spirit of Edmonton, through the Grey Cup, through the Hall of Fame. And I'm lucky enough that I get called now from Jeff if he can't make it to represent the Grey Cup and bring it out. So when he called me to go to Jasper, it was a no-brainer. We did it. It was a very emotional day, but I want to go back. And if anybody out there listening wants to come on board and help us out, help the Spirit of Edmonton out, and the city of Jasper and the kids, give me a call. spiritofedmonton.com and chairman at Spirit of Edmonton. And through all the financial woes the Spirit's having, this is more important to me, to help those kids. They lost everything. So
yeah, that little spirit and the boost of getting to see the Grey Cup. And,
it's so cool.
It's Canada's oldest trophy. It's older
It's
than
the fourth oldest in pro sports. The fourth oldest trophy in pro sports.
Do you know who's older?
The Grey Cup. Jeff knows all that
Oh, okay.
stuff, so.
But yeah, did they get that? As you said, 250 bucks.
Yeah, we donated 250 books. It was so cool. Those kids, they they've gotten a lineup to get my autograph, and I'm thinking, I don't even know how to sign my name. I haven't signed my name.
Well, remember, because I need you to sign this wall after.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, it was a pretty special day. And when I got home, I said to my wife, I'm going to do something, and the Spirit's going to do something. They just need a fun weekend, and so that's I want to do they do their Dark Nights Festival in October. Mm-hmm. I want to do a Bright Nights Festival in April. And just do a weekend of family and fun entertainment, and
absolutely
Tall Boys donating their time, and get some more major sponsors on board to help us out and make it work.
And that's the thing about Spirit of Edmonton, though. It's
that's the Spirit of Edmonton.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's not just about bringing people together at Grey Cup. It's not just about bringing people together for 10 home games a year, preseason.
Yeah.
9 regular season games, and then hopefully that 11th game come playoff time and stuff. Yeah. But it's then all these other things that you do, and I was unaware of any of that stuff myself. And I feel like I'm usually in tune with things that are going on with the sports and stuff in this community. Yeah. So it's great work on that.
Yeah, and
hopefully we can find ways to help keep growing that. Jed's great.
And we will. Jed's a great guy. He comes out anytime we ask him. He's out. When we did the St. Paul book launch, we had Jed was out and Jack Jr. was out, and we had them come up. I had a child from each grade come and read one page, but when it was Jed's page, he came up and read with the child, and when it was Jackie Parker's page, Jack Jr. came up and read with the child, and Odell Willis was there, and
cool.
the cheer teams were there, and yeah, it was it's pretty cool, pretty special. So I love doing that kind of stuff, and that's what drives me to continue to do what I do with the Spirit.
This is my favorite page. I just turned to it and it's just so cute.
Yeah. So
Can I read it quickly?
Go for it.
So here's, if you are on YouTube, you can see the little picture. It's a woman, or it's a girl, I should say. It's a girl with brown hair. And it says, "Want to play?" Normie asked a girl with brown hair. He tossed her the ball and it spun through the air. She caught it with ease and threw it back strong. The boys smiled at each other. They knew where she belonged.
yeah.
On EST.
And that's Dana, who was with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and
So beautiful.
the Normie in the book is Normie Kwong, who was the first Asian player to play professional sports, and the CFL gave him the opportunity.
Played for both teams in
yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah,
Became our lieutenant governor.
yeah.
It's this book, by the way. You mentioned Indigo. Notwithoutmyteammates.com as well is the website. Direct
I didn't see it on
website and
Amazon.
stuff.
That's why I was initially looking there.
So that you can just go to notwithoutmyteammates.com as well
Yeah, it's
and
a
get
great,
it there.
great read. It's a great story. Yeah, I would highly recommend everybody going online and buying the book. We bought 5,000 of them through the Spirit and gave them all out. We're done.
You've already given them all out.
I have one box left, and yeah, it's just those are the things we did. We've hit like I think 7 or 8 schools in the Edmonton area, and leave behind a book for everybody. But the Jasper one was it brought it all home. It really did.
But, yeah, that's a great way of playing the Spirit of Edmonton right there. We'll have to have some talks in the new year as well between us and you guys and stuff to see how else we can keep this going. Because, now it's not just about keeping Spirit of Edmonton going for Grey Cups. It's about keeping it going for the things in the community and things like that. So definitely a must. So then, maybe because of that especially.
Yeah.
There's, just the way you said it, I won't go into it, but the governments can maybe somehow get in,
It's
like
about time.
the schooners and.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting that book. I'm going to make a few orders. I'll do it later, though. Sorry.
I was about to say, are you doing it right now?
Yeah,
Because that's
so much.
awesome. I was going to be like, that's actually pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'll do it
I'm
right
getting
now.
it 100%
gonna have
to
a
my
drink of
nephews
Smooth.
and
You press
nieces.
send.
Yeah, you have my word.
This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Jasmine, Gerry, Matt with you here. Gerry from the Spirit of Edmonton. A reminder, coming up later today, we do have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy and Hernan Salas, they'll get you set for Oilers and Blue Jackets. Later today, also we got Lock Shop, 2 Guys and a Goalie, EST Afternoons, and the Reed Wilkins Show. And be sure to hit that sub button on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube right now, click that sub button.
Like it.
But the sub, we've learned that
We'll do the sub.
of our audience, I was looking a little bit yesterday, like of the people that have last 30 days or something that have tuned into EST, 55% sub to the channel, 45% don't.
Wow.
So for that 45%, if we could just get a portion of them to start subbing, our numbers should go up. But it's just a very quick sub to EST, and boom, that's.
And I think the issue is people are like, well, if I get sub, I'm getting notifications, this and this and this. You actually don't.
You don't get anything.
No, you don't get anything. So when you click your YouTube tab, it'll just maybe be at the top. That's it. It's not like it's going to be in your face or anything like that. So just sub and see. And if you don't like it, then don't unsub it,
Can you mute YouTube channels?
Yeah.
Just mute the channel after that.
It's not annoying or anything like that. So
You should actually go buy a jar of pickled herrings for
I always
Dusty.
want to try them.
Because did you hear that this morning?
I did not.
If you got
Oh.
to, was that
11,000, he'll eat one.
He's going to eat a pickled herring. So I think we just have that sucker sit. I'm going to go to.
I could go get that.
What do they taste like?
I have to go to pickled. Have I had pickled herring?
asking the wrong guy.
Have you had it before?
No.
No, okay.
I feel like I've had pickled herring before, but maybe I haven't.
You'd have to be in a
Is it
I
Scandinavian?
want to say a sleazy bar. They're usually sitting in a jar bar next to the pickled eggs.
I have to go make an errand for
Just
something
like a
after.
cubed piece of.
I will go buy it and put it on the desk.
I'll try anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta double check that to get them, but I will go do that.
Yeah.
They
They
if
probably
we have
sell
to
it.
just go every 1,000, I could come up with something for Dusty to eat over the next. Head cheese.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's had head cheese
yeah,
before.
What's head cheese?
It's I don't know how to describe it.
Google a picture
Okay.
of it. 'Cause
I don't really love
I can
cheese.
eat it.
Almost
I
with my
actually don't
wine.
mind
It's
it.
not cheese.
Yeah, no. Head cheese is a meat.
It's like
it's
us
a
calling
meat
our
jelly.
breakfast a breakfast. It's not.
Oh, this is
It's a meat jelly.
Yeah.
Generally, what you do is you pour vinegar on it and you eat it. I think we have it usually at Easter. I think of my family, and the
Do you?
only people that will eat it I think my parents will eat it. My uncle eats it, and I'll eat it. And I think no one else touches
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I would try it.
Yeah, I
It
tried
doesn't
it.
seem very
The texture is.
appetizing.
Yeah, the textures. It's.
But it's good.
I'm not gonna like.
What
I don't.
the hell?
Nothing good about it. It doesn't look
I'm
like it
not
doesn't
saying-
taste good.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's not the greatest tasting thing ever, but I think for most people they would say it doesn't taste good.
What? Okay.
So I think Dusty would have a really tough time with that one.
That's
If we get, I
12,000
think
subs.
at 20,000 subs,
Yeah.
I'll throw out the.
You might have to blindfold them for the head cheese one, because you don't want to see that.
All right, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, do a taste test.
Well,
I hear your name. He's
I just heard Maddie's ruined it. Oh, I know what they're talking about. The rating system in
your
their
rating
meetings.
system. Yeah, he's -7 or something.
Well, because Dusty's awful on the rating system.
See, we're not on the inside. We don't know what you're talking about.
I'll go into it. I don't care that I ruin the rating system. Dusty is very. He throws away ratings to the people he likes and the people he doesn't. It's very quick. A couple of meetings ago, I did something and Dusty threw out a minus to me. Somebody else did something the exact same later, and Dusty didn't say anything. So then I said in the meeting yesterday, I am a manager, Dusty's a manager, we need to be separate. The managers are the separate ones, and then Dusty could rate everyone else. I get removed from that one. Give us and so then Dusty, he started doing things. He was going up skewed, but then I created my own manager's ratings. And Dusty was -7
right.
and I was -1.
Got it.
So I live with that.
Are you talking about the
I'm
meeting?
listening from
Yes.
my left ear. I'm listening to Dusty's story.
Yeah, all
The
I
right ear,
heard
I'm
was,
listening to Maddie's
that
story.
Maddie ruined it. And Dusty was unfair. He wasn't giving a point to Tommy, so Dusty lost a point in my books. Tommy deserved a point. Dusty lost one because he didn't have one. So you have to, I think as bosses, you have to be held accountable. And
I agree.
Dusty wasn't willing to be held accountable. And he's all upset and he's whining right now. That's what's going on right now.
He's whining.
He's whining with whatever's going on out
He's
there.
not listening.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah. He's going off.
That distracted me.
Yeah.
He's whining about all that stuff. So now I'm going to move the head cheese thing up to 13,000 likes. Not 12,000, but away from 20. They're too loud.
He's just going.
They're way too loud right
Should
now.
I shut the door?
The door's pretty much closed.
Yeah.
We're trying to do a show over here. Thanks. Kelvin, a class system at EST now? Yes, Dusty's trying to create a class system, and I was fighting against it. And I gave Tommy the credit he deserved because Dusty didn't want to do it. But yeah, there you go when it comes to the subs. And just click that sub button on YouTube. Quickly, just get to Chris Morris, Ed Hervey, Mark Killam. The reports from Farhan is it sounds like JC Sherritt will be the DC and Jordan McSimic will indeed be the OC.
Yeah, the only one I don't know is McSimic. All the other guys I know through Spirit of Edmonton. Getting to know them in the room or in meetings. And Ed has been a huge supporter and just a great guy. Just a fantastic guy. And again, a very passionate Edmontonian. Happy to have him back. That was a good hire. Chris caught me off guard. You usually hear rumblings of these somebody, and all of a sudden Chris Morris. Whoa, but fantastic guy. He's done a great job at U of A with the Bears football program, I'm happy with everything so far. And man, if you get the next two coming in, great story about JC. We were at his 2014 Grey Cup in Vancouver, and I'm serving beers from behind the bar and. There's a guy in line with JC Sherritt jersey on, and right behind him is JC Sherritt. And so I give the guy beer. I said, "Hey, you want me to get that signed for you?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "I know JC really well. I've never met the man in my life, but I know who he is." Right behind him. So I grabbed the Sharpie from underneath and I handed it. I said, "Hey, JC, do you mind signing this guy's jersey?" And I was a god, right? So
That's cool.
yeah, it's sometimes timing is everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the guy left happy with his JC Sherritt jersey signed, and JC was buying beers from me, which was pretty cool.
Bronco Nick's wondering if he can purchase the sluice juice.
No, it's too secret.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. No, we've
There's
been
two
looking
places.
at it. We've been looking at. There's a major brewery out there that has sluice juice in BC, but it's not our sluice juice. It doesn't taste very good. I'm just saying that.
No, it's
It's
probably
the
true.
truth.
So
It's
you'll
the
see it. You
facts.
will see if
There's
you
only
might
one
see it,
legit
but there's
sluice
only
juice.
one legit sluice juice, and like I say, we did 3 tanks, so 1,500 liters of it this year in Vancouver. And kudos to that crew, man, the sluice crew. That again, it's the committee. It's people that are doing something different, and then 6 o'clock in the morning they're opening hundreds of bottles of the ingredients that go into it, and by the end of it, they're covered in stickiness and. But they're amazing people to see this. You got to see this operation. And this year we had the Edmonton, the cheer team. They got there early. They were welcoming guests as they arrived, but the big boys on the aerial team came back and helped us do sluice juice this year, and that was a huge help. So thanks to them, to Karen and her team for helping us out. But it's something to see how you make 1,500 liters of sluice juice to serve everybody in an hour and a half.
You
Pretty
know,
cool.
You can get it at Tailgate.
Yes, you can get it at Tailgate.
You can get it at Spirit of Edmonton at Grey Cups. That's right now where you can go. So
Or if you're in the neighborhood,
go to Tailgate.
I'll pour you a cup here.
so
And we got a fair share of limited time.
Yeah, actually,
we got this bottle. That's about
That's
it.
it.
Well,
That's
I
all
was
that's
gonna
left, and that's
say,
Christmas.
I've been here since September, and this is the first time someone has done bottle service for me. So thank you. That's Rob to the Grove right there. Thank you. About time.
I'd like to say I thought of it that way, but I didn't.
Right? So good. It's actually bottle service.
I usually bring the big Gatorade jug in, and I just didn't want to go to storage and get it.
No, it's Jasmine's here, so she gets her bottle service.
Too good.
Oh, it is delicious. It is absolutely delicious. But yeah, no, like with the moves, like I don't think there was anyone that heard Chris Morris.
No.
Like it was the week he was hired. I think was the first time the name kind of was thrown out there. And then all of a sudden for us, Jay texted us in an internal EST chat. And it was like, Chris Morris is going to be the president. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, where did this come from? Like, it was actually a very quiet search.
Yeah, it was.
There wasn't a lot of names that were thrown out there.
But what a great hire. Again, a passionate Edmontonian that loves the green and gold. Same with Killen, man. I didn't realize when he said in his press conference, every team he's played for is green and gold. There's a reason why he's back.
That was interesting.
That was so cool.
Yeah.
Especially 20 years wearing the Stampeders colors.
We can forgive him for that.
Yes, we
Go
can.
win a Grey Cup with the Elks, and the city will forgive him for that, no problem.
Yeah. Well, Winnipeg. Last time we won it. Winnipeg next time we win it. That'd be pretty cool.
How did it... So they won in 93. They then next won in 03.
Yeah.
Then they won 2 years later in 05.
Yeah.
And then it took 10 years to win
2015.
15.
Winnipeg, yeah.
So in the 90s, they only won 1.
Yeah.
The 10s, they won 1. In the 2000s, they won 2. So my math says they're going to win in 2025 and 2027.
Yeah.
Because then there'll be 2 more after that.
Yeah. I have a hard
Just
time
throwing that. And
disagreeing with you.
27 will be here in Edmonton. I actually have a tough
fingers
time
crossed.
thinking it's here in Edmonton, but
Well, that'd be four in a row.
that's that's the reason I've struggled with that. It's the 4 in a row at West. Would you do that? I don't think they
Well,
would.
Having
Montreal's
been-
not getting it.
No.
Hamilton
That's
just
the-
had it. So does Toronto or Ottawa jump in for 27 before
If
Edmonton?
Ottawa's renovating their hockey arena, which is attached
Yes.
to their west side bleachers, I believe. So
Yes,
that's why they
because
can't
the
renovate it
rink's
yet.
underneath the bleachers or something like that.
Yeah. I'll have to call Glenn Duncan, who's a bigwig with Ottawa Tourism and sits on our committee, the Spirit of Edmonton committee, and find out what's happening there because I know they're ready for it. It was 2016, I think they last had it.
Yeah, them and Toronto both had it before Edmonton got in.
Toronto
18.
gave up 26 though, right? They were supposed to get the 2026 and they pulled their bid, which is why it made sense Edmonton was going to get it.
Oh, I didn't know they pulled their bid.
Yeah, that's what I've
Well,
heard.
but they
I don't
have,
there's
but
no-
it's
I don't
also
have any
they have
facts,
the
I
World
just heard
Cup.
that. So, that makes sense.
That was,
yeah.
but it was also kind of like, well, if you have the World Cup, you've already renovated BMO in
Yeah.
a sense. Like, are you not set up? But apparently, I think it's Grey Cup.
But there's a
or World
difference.
Cup.
I'm lucky enough to go to every Grey Cup, and there's a difference between a Western Grey Cup and a Eastern Grey Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Western Grey Cup truly is a festival, a party, and the Eastern Grey Cup. I always go back to the story in Toronto when I phoned. It was Original Joe's Sports Bar, and I asked the guy, "I need a table for 35 for the game on Sunday," and he asked me what game I wanted to watch, and it was the Grey Cup that was being played in his city.
I think you could go to Edmonton, Saskatchewan, or Winnipeg like once every 4 or 5 years.
Easily.
Like I think the World Juniors does a rotation where I think Canada gets it 1 year, the world gets it the next year, Canada gets it the next year, the world gets it the year after, and that's the rotation.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they could do that with the Prairies.
Yeah, they could.
Great. Take the 3, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, possibly. Maybe you have to throw Calgary in there just to give a little bit of breather.
Calgary deserves it more.
But you get those 4 1 year, go to the rest the next year, come back to the 4 the next year, keep going back and forth. And every 2 years, it should be back on the prairies. Because that's where it really is going to matter and people are really going to care about it. I would love if it's here in Edmonton once every 5 years. Even.
Yeah. I don't know how the business model works, but I've been told that it's percentage now where the home team gets, whatever, 20%, and then the other 80% just spread out. So
because before it was the team got it.
The team got most of it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure out a 60,000 seat stadium is going to make more money than a 20,000 seat stadium, and like our business model is we have big city, big stadium, Spirit of Edmonton. We have small stadium, Spirit of Edmonton, because if there's only 25 to 30,000 people that can get seats, people don't just come for festival. They come for the game, and so you're missing out on probably another 40, 50,000 people coming to your city. And that's not a knock on anybody. It's just the way it is. So I guess my point is, going back, you should have it at a big stadium city every couple of years, 3 years.
I'm gonna, if I had to put odds on it though, I'll say Ottawa's the favorite for 27. Toronto possibly is the second favorite, and Edmonton the third. And the reason I throw Toronto in there, this is just pure speculation, but the TV rights deal ends in 26, and in 27 there'll be the new rights deals that will be launched for the CFL. Rogers just bought out Bell for MLSE, so they are the majority owner of MLSE, which includes the Toronto Argonauts, which they got into recently. And Keith Pelley is in charge of MLSE. He's a big-time booster of the Canadian Football League. He was the president of the Argos. I wonder, is there a path there that we might see Sportsnet get in on some CFL? Yeah. And as a reward for Rogers caring about the Argos and caring for that franchise and keeping around, not being like, we're going to put this team up for sale now because we're getting Bell out of this, they get the Grey Cup.
Yeah. I mean, it all makes sense. As much sense as Larry Thompson probably negotiated the 2026 Grey Cup when he purchased the team, and it didn't happen. So
still
there's a lot of other stuff that goes on in, on the political side of things, where the government's heavily involved and funding, and they don't have any representation in Edmonton. This is just me speaking. I have no facts.
No, there's a lot. It's
when you don't have any blue seats in Edmonton and Calgary has some. Maybe I'm totally wrong.
Avery said Vancouver should be in the Western mix often. He said it was a great time because I think he was there as well. Somebody that always talks about Vancouver, because I'm obsessed with Vancouver and I hate Vancouver, but that's, just like Taylor Swift. Got some stuff on that too, by the way. But I agree, because the flight is just literally an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. The flights are cheap. The hotels, though, are pretty expensive.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The prairies, I think it's the thing that deterred some people from the prairies of heading out was once we didn't go and I was looking at pricing, I'm like, this is expensive.
Yeah.
It's hard to go get a hotel room for one and stuff at these prices.
It's always expensive there.
And
it is a tourist hotspot, right?
And that's where it's I would keep it, they would be with everyone else for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why you get a group of you and you get an Airbnb.
Well, that kind of fell through this year.
Yeah. Just reminding you.
2025 Winnipeg.
Actually, Vancouver hotels were reasonable compared to other cities that we've been to
right?
in the past.
That you guys have been to?
In the past 3 years, Hamilton and Regina.
Yeah.
Vancouver
Regina, I know, because there's no hotels in Regina.
Yeah.
I know for that one, there was an issue finding, they didn't have enough hotel rooms for
Hamilton's, we stayed out in Stony Creek, which is about 20 minutes out. Of the core. But yeah, they were expensive. They were more expensive than what we paid this year in Vancouver. So,
anyway. Just back to the coaching staff. I really like Jordan McSimic. I don't think there's a better offensive guy you could have right now if you're going to bring Trey Ford back.
That's huge. That's the next piece, is getting Trey Ford back.
If you lock down Trey Ford now, I think you've had one of the best off seasons already if you're the Green and Gold. I don't think you can have a more optimistic and hopeful off season than announcing Chris Morris as your president, Ed Hervey bringing back as GM, Mark Killam being your head coach, McSimic and JC Sherrod as your, McSimic returning to this franchise too, and JC Sherrod, longtime member of this franchise, them on the staff, and then you add Trey Ford to the mix. That's a home run in terms of marketing.
Sounds like
of your offseason.
2025 Winnipeg Grey Cup champion.
Gerry called it here first. When that happens next year, we're going to remember this day, November or December 5th, 2024. Gerry called it. And if it doesn't happen, we won't remember it.
That's right.
You're getting a lot of love from a lot of people that have attended, from the PJ chat and also the nasty chat. And Double A says, can confirm Grey Cup in Van was ton of fun, and can confirm Spirit of Edmonton was the best house.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That means a lot because we see thousands of people, and it's always so special when somebody comes up and shakes our hands and says thank you for what you do. You know, because they know that we're there, you know, on vacation, away from our families, getting drunk, having fun.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
But the friendships that we have together with our crew at the Spirit of Edmonton is special. Like, you know, when you come to tailgate, you'll see that, you know, there's 4 or 5 of us that are working our butts off there, but we're smiling the whole time, you know, and same thing with everybody and, you know, there's never been a moment. There's never been, oh, what's the matter with you? Like you two are having right now.
We can put it on hold at Spirit of Edmonton.
Gerry
I'll say
can
that.
feel the tension.
No, there's never a time when we're together, whether we've been up for 16 or 18 hours straight or we're getting together for coffee in the morning. There's always something to laugh about and smile about and do it. So anyway,
look forward to.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. So I love the love. Thank you. It means a lot to me and to us.
Someone does say that there's a rugby tournament in Jasper every year at the end of April. We just got word it's a go for this year. I'll be there. So I don't know if just in terms of people coming to Jasper and stuff, that might be a time to
that'd be great.
to plan stuff. So
Great.
it's something to
like I
throw
say,
out there.
I've made some good friends in Jasper when I met with the mayor, I met with the chief of police, and I've got some good friends there that we can make this work. So that, like I say, it's a personal goal of mine, and the Spirit's coming with me.
Can we host the hangout from Jasper when they go?
Come
on, it's a
there's a lot
roadie.
of ideas that we can do.
Let's
that
go.
could be one of those.
There's a new hotel there I want to check out.
Lingus also adding, Maddie, you got to keep up this rating system. Announce them weekly. I'm gonna one up Dusty and do weekly EST announcement or ratings, but I don't do the staff. I kept the staff out of it. As manager, I don't feel it's right to judge the staff like that in a public fashion. So it'll be just Dusty and I as the 2 managers. I'll go with that. I'll go through weekly ratings between
Trevor Harris back with the Riders.
That's all I heard.
That's all I heard.
Now we got to double check this. Where's this coming from? Where'd you see this? 3 Down Nation. 3 Down Nation apparently saying, oh, there we go. Saskatchewan Riders re-signed veteran quarterback Trevor Harris. So there's another domino that falls. Very important domino that falls because Calgary's locked up. Saskatchewan, if they didn't have Trevor Harris, I could have been a little concerned about Trey Ford. There's an opening spot there, right? But now there's a starting job that's locked up. Every team has their starter locked up except for the Hamilton Tiger Cats to a degree. They'll have Bo Levi Matchell and Edmonton Elks. So it's just even more and more the signs are important to Trey Ford returning to
Would
this
Trey
team.
Ford go back to Chris Jones?
Chris
Jones' team?
I wouldn't, and I don't think he would.
No.
And I know he's just the defensive coordinator.
But he's there.
But he's there, and it's also, what if they want to fire Scott Milanovich at any point?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the guy that takes over?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Chris Jones.
Yeah.
So it just more and more everything's pointing to, if Trey Ford wants to start this season, there's one spot.
Yeah.
It's right here. If he wants to go be a backup, Winnipeg would be a nice spot. Saskatchewan could be a nice spot.
Yeah.
But Edmonton, this is the spot to start. So
And Fajardo, is he a free agent or
he's not.
Okay, so word is just out there. He'd have to be traded then.
He would have to be traded, or he might get cut because he's owed a roster bonus,
February 1st.
something like that.
Right, yeah.
And it's a big figure, so he'll likely get cut.
Yeah.
So then it ultimately then comes down to, would Ed and Mark Killam prefer Cody Fajardo or Trey Ford? And I don't.
Oh, I love the tandem.
Do you?
Could you afford both? Well, Fajardo on the bench.
I don't think he'd like that.
Yeah.
I would take Mazzoli.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the one. If I look at all the quarterbacks out there,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Mazzoli is the one to me that I look at and go, has that mobility that you're trying to have. So he
you're
could
right,
work with
100%.
Trey. He's not coming in knowing he's the starter. Cody, I think, would come in wanting to be the starter.
Yeah.
And I think with Mazzoli, like it's one. Now he has a history of injury as well, but like he could also come and be like, oh, look, if I'm trying to get back on the field, Edmonton might be one of those spots for me, type thing. I'm a guy that really is going to push for Jeremiah Mazzoli. I could also see Jake Mayer being
you changed
here.
my mind. That's
Sweet.
Yeah, Mazzoli. He started here. And
I think it'd be a great mentor.
He would be another, like, even when Trey was playing this year and got hurt, I was very comfortable with Macbeth coming in as backup at $500,000 a year. But it was comfortable knowing you had a guy that really wasn't that bad this year.
And it goes how this season could have been different if they didn't bring MBT in as a $500,000 starting quarterback.
Yeah.
They brought him in as a $250,000 backup who came in with a chance to win the job maybe at the start of the year or something, or being the guy with Trey. Or like, hey, we're going to start MBT week 1 at 200, 300,000 or whatever. But hey, if you don't play well, MBT, we are going to go to Trey, and then once Trey's in, it's his team or something. Like it could have been handled so much differently and so much better. And they chose the wrong way to handle it, entirely.
Yeah. That's the old regime. That's gone.
It is gone. And that's where it's like with Chris Morris, him saying the revolving door and stuff, like that wouldn't have happened under Chris Morris because he wouldn't have had a quarterback coming in for 1 year based on the revolving door type thing. So it's that's exciting though. Trevor Harris, I love all this CFL news.
Yeah, it's been a great offseason, eh?
It's been 2.5 weeks, but there's so much happening.
It's like it's never ended. It just goes. And I loved when Evan said at the end of the presser whenever it was, Tuesday, well, we've been doing this weekly. Hope to see you back next week. And what's the major announcement coming? So,
just give me that tray forward one. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. More than 2 decades of helping Canadians through life's transitions. 50% off 12 weeks. It ends December 15th at Sentinel.ca. Jasmine, Gerry Haracsi from the Spirit of Edmonton, and Matt with you here on the Hangout live on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tune in iHeartRadio on YouTube, as well as wherever you get your podcasts. Were you going to jump in there with something, Jasmine?
I was just going to ask Gerry. So, obviously an Oilers fan as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we're playing the Blue Jackets today. Are you looking forward to this game? Who do you think is going to win? I want to know your predictions.
You know what? When I was here the very first time, 1.5 years ago, we were talking about the Oilers. It was preseason, and I said that team should never be below 500, ever. Mm-hmm. They opened up and they sucked. They cost me a ton of money when I was in Vegas in last year.
Tell me about it.
I didn't bet them when I was there this year before Grey Cup. Anyway, I was listening to Coach this morning on Dusty and Eric's show, and saying don't sleep on the Blue Jackets. They're coming off an emotional game in Calgary.
Yeah.
The Oilers never play well their first game back after a road trip.
Oilers are heavily favored today. Heavily.
Scares me. That's what scares me. Yeah. So
they were against Vegas, and then we lost that one, but
they played well. Won. They played really well in Vegas.
They played great in Vegas. Whoever's hating on Skinner, just stop it.
Yeah, stop it.
Yeah,
you're right. Stop it.
And I hope with the Four Nations, I'm sorry, just diverting to the Four Nations quickly. With Boosh not being on the roster, I think obviously it's fine, right? But I hope this really lights a fire in him and just makes him want to, play better. And I think he is a slow burn. He's going to play better. As far as Skinner's concerned, I feel like Skinner's more of an emotional person, and I hope it doesn't hurt his feelings, and that kind of wrecks what we just kind of built back in Stewie.
I think because he started playing well, he started playing better over the last 5-6 games or whatever it is. Because I'll say that I'm one that I understand why there's criticism of Stuart Skinner for the start of this year.
For sure.
I understand that he wasn't at the level he should be at. And there's deserving criticism that comes to that. He has been better over the last few games. They've shown the stats on Sportsnet, during that Golden Knights game. It was like 5-1-1 or something in the last 7 or something. He would have known he's not on this team for the last few games. I think he would have known to a degree that he's probably not going to be on this team.
Okay, he
that I
expected
don't
that coming.
think that the announcement yesterday is I didn't make the team. I think he's probably known this.
Yeah.
We've all been thinking he's probably not going to be on the team for at least a week or something. I'm assuming he's had some sort of idea himself that he's now actually playing better in the time where he probably knows. He'd have to have been living under a real rock and not talking to anyone.
Good point.
To be shocked, to be like, oh, I didn't make that team. So I actually think that I'm with you. You hope that he doesn't, turn and else and go down on it. But I think him knowing it, it's also turned him up. that it's actually going to have the opposite effect of that.
You know, I was lucky enough to watch the '80s Oilers win, and you guys probably for the first time in your life saw the grind that it takes to win a Stanley Cup as a fan, not just a player, but as a fan. It was hard to get up every morning, go to work.
The second time, I remember 06.
So just think of how these guys feel. So to give them a week off, Skinner, that's a blessing to have him that much time off.
And you know what? I don't even think they were off. They were practicing. That's good.
Yeah.
Because
No, you're talking about during the Four Nations.
Right now, like during the Four Nations, yeah. So they're
Like when we get
the
to
fact
February.
that Hyman's not there and that Bush isn't there, that's a good thing in my mind, because who cares about the Four Nations? I don't want to be Four Nation champion. I want to be the Stanley Cup champion.
I agree with you.
So-
like, I wasn't disappointed at all when I saw the roster. I'm like, good.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I saw Arvidsson, and I was mad. I was like, why is this guy, excuse me, you sit in my language, there's something called tike baja, and I was like, you sit down and just relax. Please. We need you.
Yeah. Well, there's only three, right? There's three Oilers on the...
There's just three. It's Ekholm, it's Arvidsson, it's McDavid.
Ekholm's all good because that guy's a beast. You
And
go ahead
McDavid's
and
always
play
going to go. There's no way of
Yeah.
McDavid never not being at these
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
things. He's
duh.
always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, it's great that it's only Four Nations because Leon doesn't have to go.
Yeah, perfect. And even with McDavid, as great as he is, to be sitting next to Sid, for a week, phew, that's awesome.
I honestly, I won't be surprised if McDavid gets a little jump in his step after that.
I agree with
Like, it's the
you.
fact that he's going to have so much fun there.
The scary
He's
part
got
is Sid
so
might
much
too, though.
Yes. He's like, these are my people.
Hey, I'll throw this
Yeah,
out there.
yeah,
What if
yeah.
Sid has so much fun and goes, you want to know something? Dubas, I love playing with McDavid. Send me to you've got this full rebuild going. Send me to Edmonton. Let me go play with Connor.
Wouldn't that
Could
be
you
little bit.
imagine? I'd die.
But that's like, I wonder, like, Connor obviously has fun with the Oilers. I'm not saying he doesn't. He enjoys playing with Leon Draisaitl. They're
Exactly.
best friends, besties, BFFs, all
yes,
that.
they are.
But now he gets to go play with Crosby, McKinnon,
Yeah,
Carr,
yeah.
and they're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Like, how excited are we to see them all together? I'm assuming they're.
I
Gonna
wish
be
it was
fun.
the Olympics where it really meant something.
Yes, but
Good
he's
prep.
gonna have a lot of fun with that, and I think he's gonna come back just feeling really rejuvenated himself, while the rest of the team is gonna be rejuvenated because they're gonna be in Cabo or something,
Yeah.
relaxing and partying up a little bit, just
Yeah.
getting all that out of them, because then when they all come back together, it's go time. It's all
Absolutely.
business. It's all serious. It's
Yeah.
all about get to the playoffs, and then it's 16 wins from there.
I love the U.S. roster, though. Can
Do you?
you imagine having the Kachuks on the same line? Like, pissing you off every chance.
How about the
they
Hughes,
get?
too,
And the
though?
Hughes,
Yeah.
like,
I went there yesterday with
brothers,
this.
how
I don't
many-
care. McDavid, McKinnon,
I'm with you.
McCarr.
I'm with you.
3 of the top 5 players in the
Yeah.
world.
yeah.
And yeah, you want to know some Kachuk brothers? Be little pests. Get that penalty. Go watch this Canadian power play go out there. I'm setting the over under 27.5 seconds for a goal. Or I don't even know what I had it at. 22.5, something. They're going to score so quick. I am.
It'll be fun to watch. It's
I'm
gonna be fun to
excited
watch,
about
yeah.
it because
But-
it's been 2016
Yep, it has.
since the last time we
Yep.
saw NHLers all get together for a best on best tournament. And I know there's no Russia, I know there's no some of the countries, but in the end, like of the 4 nations that are there, it's the best of those nations.
Yes, that's right.
And I wouldn't sleep on any of them. You know, like Finland's always there in the World Cup. They're always there in the World Juniors. Finland just comes out of nowhere. You know,
Exactly.
They'll work together.
yeah.
Finland has an advantage because most of the players, I think, play on the same team.
I honestly didn't look at their
Yeah,
team.
and
Yeah, I
Finland
didn't
and
look at their
Canada
roster
have
either.
probably the most chemistry because of that as well. So that's an advantage. I think don't sleep on Finland on this one for sure.
It'll be fun to watch because, you know, the guys are going to go into it like it's all-star break and like, don't hit me, don't hit me. You wait till the puck drops. They're playing for their countries.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
When they're playing at an all-star game, they know it's just for fun.
Yeah.
And they don't go.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, they want to go in.
Yeah.
You know, McDavid, he wants that Canadian title. You know,
course, yeah.
He wants to get whatever gold
always
medal or
wants to
trophy or
win.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's different. Like an all-star game, he doesn't really.
Does he even have a national?
You think that?
He
championship?
was at he was at a World Hockey Championships.
Did they win it?
I'm gonna have to go double check. He would have won a
guy
World
like McDavid
Juniors,
just-
did he
how many
not?
years now he's been, and he hasn't played. He hasn't won with the country yet.
Awards, honors. He won international. World Junior. Did he not win a World Juniors? Oh, no, these are awards.
While he's
do I-
looking, Finland also has Has been the most successful men's program since 2016 World Cup too. I don't know what about
Which
the
team?
Finns. Maybe it's because of the long drink. I don't know.
He won a World Juniors. Why am I having struggles looking up what he's won here?
What about like the third goaltender? We didn't even discuss this. It should have been Talbot. I'm just gonna talk to myself.
Really? You think Talbot?
Well, what do you think?
I'm still trying to find like when he's what he's won.
So just as you're looking that up, I got to just tell people our breakfast happened 2 weeks ago. Don't sign up for the wait list for breakfast tickets. I just got a note saying we've had 3 people sign up on the wait list for breakfast tickets.
Oh,
so thank you.
That's wonderful.
I appreciate appreciate the support.
We will take your money, but the breakfast was awesome 2 weeks ago. So
they haven't released tickets for 2025 yet, so
it'll be the same
stay
website.
tuned.
So hang in there.
And you won't get an early entry onto that wait list. International play. Here we go. Finally found it. He won a gold at the World Championships in 2016. He won a juniors in 2015.
Okay.
And then he won a U18 in 2013. So he's won juniors World Championships and a U18. So he has a couple of Canadian titles. But as an NHL player, besides that World Hockey Championships, which no one cares about as
really
much,
nothing significant.
he hasn't played for Canada.
Yeah.
Like the the World Cup, he didn't play for Canada.
Yeah.
He
And
played
then
for
2
Team
Olympics.
North America.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
He was on that U23 team.
Yeah.
Like, so it wasn't even Team Canada that he got to play for. Yeah. And that, if I'm not, that was right before his season. Players cared. Players tried to the point of people, they will try for this 4 nations. You will see players will care about this once they get there, because it's once they wear the country jersey, they'll care. And we saw it at the World Cup in 16.
I remember him and Marchand had a real good chemistry going that tournament. You know, for as much as I hated the guy, I'd still do as a Boston Bruin.
Crosby and Marchand,
They played really well together.
Yeah.
You know,
they have don't know what it was, but they have a chemistry.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure John Cooper will have them together at some, like, at least to start.
There's
the
our
4
answer
nations.
to the Kachuk brothers, right?
No, I like that. Be pass. That didn't even really occur to me. I thought it was gonna be more so like, because people aren't really hitting each other or being aggressive. But yeah, Kachuk's, go ahead. I don't care.
Take that penalty.
Take that penalty.
Yeah.
Take that penalty.
I don't wish injury upon anybody, but be a little sluggish when you go back to Florida. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Portions of this hour of the EST Hangout, they are presented by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk, promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out at hiveproductmarketing.com. Someone did ask about the Nasty Club membership bundles that I have. I am still waiting actually on one more package. It's a little bit delayed this year.
I saw a bunch of bags in your office.
Because I'm getting them preemptive, so when I get that last package, I could just quickly go boom, boom, boom,
It's like
boom,
so
boom, boom
Christmassy.
into all of them, and then be like, hey, they're here, come get them.
Yeah.
But stay tuned. I might just, like, for the annual members, not the premium members, I might have things ready to go for next week. For the premium members, I'm just waiting on that last package. But the Hive did great work with everything that we've gotten so far. They've always done great work with us. TheHiveProductMarketing.com. Sean Belsey wants me to do that.
I love it.
Every time I read one. I was actually very happy with the card flip on that one. It went
You
really
didn't throw
well.
it at me. It's fine.
I'm not wasting my card on you.
Wow. Here we go.
Actually, I think I did this one already too. There we go. That's these are very fun. I don't know what it is about holding cards when you're hosting the
Well,
show.
it stop you from doing this. And
I don't
this
mind
and
doing that, but it's just I feel like, actually somebody said it's Kramer with the Merv Griffin show and stuff, and I'm like, with all of that, I feel more professional. And even though they've got our logo and it's.
I wanted them to, but he's not going to give them to me. It's going to make me suffer. Matthew Kachuk is watching the Hangout. Thank you. Matthew Kachuk, I also see you when you're watching the Reed Hogan show too. I'm going to run McCrybaby for you. What? I think he meant to say out for you, but.
Where is this?
In the nasty chat.
I'm just trying to see where. You will eat those words, mark me. I'm going to McCrybaby for you. I'm going to run McCrybaby for you. Oh, so he's going to run Connor McDavid. I wonder who this person is.
I know, it's brilliant.
Like, it's yesterday.
funny.
Yesterday, as soon as we started talking about Team USA, he was in the nasty chat as Kachuk's, and it's like, are you just always watching, waiting to see when Kachuk is brought up, and then it's like, my time to shine.
Logs in,
It's been a few months.
Oh my God, too good.
I'm not worried about Columbus tonight for the Oilers. I don't care about the little coming back from a road trip. They're going to remember what happened to them in Columbus from a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like they were a little gentle in the fact, like with everything with the Gaudreaus and stuff. I think that mentally does impact you, right? And Columbus has already gone through it game after game. It's the first time the Oilers had gone to Columbus. Like there's those factors you have to play into it. So them now back at home, kind of, in a
Yeah, you're right. I think that's
yeah. So I agree with Matthew on that one.
Matthew.
Well,
You heard me.
That's. I don't know what to make of that.
no, neither do
I'm gonna throw a card on him.
I don't. I'm just trying to see if I can get any updates from.
I am looking forward to two
Oilers
TVs on tonight though to watch hockey, and the Thursday night is going to be a great
Let's
game
talk
too.
about it.
Are you a fan of one of those teams?
You know what? I'm not even
No.
a fan of
Do you have
the
an NFL
NFL.
team?
What?
No.
No, here's a great story though. Sitting at the
Please.
Sharks Club
Okay.
in
Vancouver?
Vancouver, they have this. You pick a number 0 to 9, and you can win an NFL jersey, and they do it every half, every quarter.
Like Century Casino.
Walked out of there with 3 jerseys. I won.
You won 3 jerseys?
I'm not even a fan.
What? One
I'm not
day?
even a fan. Yeah.
So how
in,
does-
in an hour I
So-
won?
so how
I
does
won,
this work?
Excuse me?
So it's $10 a card. You're 0 to 9, right? So if the total score ends up with the number you have, so what was the first game? So Baltimore Pittsburgh when they got snubbed on the 2-point conversion at the end, and the final score was 18-16 for 4. I had 4.
Please remind Maddie of
So I'm
it.
not
As a Ravens fan, that one hurts.
okay, whatever it was. Anyway, thanks.
Sticking that in me, Jerry, right now.
But it was cool because they have hundreds of jerseys there, and I didn't know because I don't have a team, but they had a Pat Tillman jersey. I thought, awesome.
cool.
So I got Tillman, and and then the second time I went up and grabbed another one, and the third time I go up with my son, who was there with me, and he goes, pick the Pittsburgh one. So, again, great football player, but I've got these jerseys, and tonight I was Green Bay because they were green and gold as a kid. I liked them.
There's always that connection between this city and that one.
Yeah.
There's just so much similarities.
Yeah.
Similar colors.
Yeah.
Similar style logo. It's just a G, 2
Yeah,
E's.
yeah.
And just a small town.
But then the Dan
Ish.
Campbell passion. How do you not love that? So anyway, it's going to be 2 great games tonight.
It's me unreal game. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
It's I think what is it -2.5
For the spread?
Yeah. I might have
as-
changed actually.
Yeah. I'll have to look at Coolbet.
Hold on.
I have an ESPN app there. They had it at
Okay,
-3.
so it's -3 Detroit Lions. Here's my pick here. The Lions, sorry Dusty if you're listening, I don't know if you are, but the Lions are due for a loss. They're due for a loss. Green Bay is on a heater. We got Robin. We got it's the coffee. We got Salah as the consultant. He is ripping it up for.
Wait, what do you mean? Robert Saleh joined them as a consultant?
Yeah, with
Did he?
Green Bay. Ever since I wrote a stat yesterday in the Hangout, and you didn't read.
I can't.
But I was mad at you, so I didn't text it to you.
I'm
Here
doing
we go
a
again.
show. I can't look at every single comment in the Nasty Chat all the time. I honestly did not know this about Robert Saleh.
Well, Jazzy's here, so let me fill you in.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Oh yeah, 5 days ago the Packers are bringing in are 4-1 since bringing him in as a consultant. I did not know that
I
they brought him as a
know.
consultant.
Okay, so Green Bay is 7-1 in their last 8 games. Okay, so Green Bay, and are they at home? Hold on.
Yeah.
No, it's in Detroit.
Oh, is it in
It's in
Detroit?
Detroit. Okay, whatever. Green Bay can play in whatever weather factors.
There is none. It's a dome.
You just, that's it.
What? I'm just explaining that they're in a dome.
I've seen somebody walk out of this room in that chair before, but he's sitting right here right now.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, that's my Jazzy's prediction. I think they are due for a loss. I know it's at home, but I actually do think Green Bay is going to win today.
You're not wrong in that Detroit's due for a loss soon. They've got 2 games back to back here that are very difficult. They get the Packers this week, and then is next week in the 15th, or is it a bye next week? I think
There's so many buys
No,
this
it's
week.
next
Fill
weekend.
up your fantasies, guys.
they get the Bills next week.
Oof.
Both are home games, so the Lions are fortunate in that. But you go Packers, Bills back to back
Oh,
weeks.
that's tough football.
That's yeah. So I like the benefit that the Bills or the Lions do get is they get that little extra break before the Bills
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
But that's
Speaking of
you have to be
due for a
playing at your
loss,
best for those. So like you'd have to think there's a loss in one of those 2.
but due for a loss.
And that's going
How-
to be tonight. A lot of pressure. It's a Thursday nighter. It's a big game.
How long can the Chiefs continue to have other teams lose football games for them.
By one possession. Gosh.
They'll probably lose the first round of the playoffs because they're not going to get lucky.
You know how beautiful that would be? I will shed a tear.
Yeah, see, and I take the opposite approach. I think they're just skating by in this regular season, and are just gonna. And when it's time to turn it on in January, they're gonna turn it on because I've seen this out of the New England Patriots for a number of years now. The Patriots weren't as lucky as the Chiefs have been in this little stretch, but I just feel like they're skating right now, and that's why the other teams have that close. And it's why we're gonna be stuck with another Chiefs Super Bowl.
Wow. Well, I'm not a fan, so I don't care. But how many times can you drop a snap on a game-winning field goal?
We went through it. So week 1 against Baltimore, it was like inches away from a tied football game. You had a weird PI call against the Bengals. You had a blocked field goal against the Broncos.
Yeah.
You have last week with this bobbled snap that the Raiders are going to win
that
that
was a Raiders
game.
bad. It wasn't a Chiefs win.
Right there,
That's
right there.
Yeah.
There's 4 more losses. Like half of those, they could be a 3-loss team right now. The Buffalo Bills could be the top team in the AFC.
It's fine. The Eras Tour is over this weekend.
It's this weekend.
It's over this weekend, and therefore the Chiefs shall fail.
No, do you know what this means?
She's going to be annoying, and Kelsey's going to get annoyed.
She's going to be at more.
Then they're going to break up finally.
She's going to be at more Chiefs games this year.
Exactly. She's going to be more annoying and needy.
I don't think so.
She seems very needy, judging from all her music. Just saying.
I can't even go there.
Judging from all of her music.
Don't
music,
even.
I was expecting, do you see her at these games? But no, have you listened to the music?
I got to get my 13-year-old daughter on the phone and see what she thinks about that.
Is she a Swiftie?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry then.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
No, but she's going to be at now every Chiefs game the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So you're going to be stuck with her on. You should be wanting this Eras Tour to keep going.
I don't, because I'm sick and tired of listening to it.
But now you're gonna.
sick of it.
But now you're gonna have to listen to it every time the Chiefs play. So all playoffs, you're gonna hear about Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's true. Zoom-ins.
Whereas if she had an Eras Tour that continued a little bit longer.
No, Maddie, I actually despise this Eras Tour. I go on Twitter.
Are you going?
No,
I
I
thought
tried to
you were
get
going to
tickets
Vancouver.
yesterday though because they released so
okay.
far. I
You
just
cannot do
and
that.
I got bumped out.
You cannot be that angry at Taylor
Yeah,
Swift
yeah.
and then go look for Taylor Swift
Willing to spend
tickets.
thousands of dollars.
Well, you were going to fly to Vancouver to go watch Taylor Swift?
I know, and I'm on the show again tomorrow, so I was going to let Maddie know that I was going to go see Taylor Swift.
That's fine. I would have judged the hell out of you if you did
I
that.
would have taken the EST mic with me.
I'm judging you right now.
What? What if I wanted to sell them and take us to Winnipeg? That's not where I would take us.
I am firmly against the scalpers.
Yeah, that's why I want to get in this conversation. But yeah, I
Oh
probably
my
would have
God,
gone.
you are a Taylor Swift. You're a Swiftie.
I'm not. I'm an experience.
You're
like
a
good
hidden
experience.
Swiftie.
Just like I would eat that weird meat thing you talked about.
Head
that
cheese.
cheese head.
It's cheese.
Head cheese.
Head
That
cheese.
cheese
nothing to
head.
do with cheese.
Well,
Like the Packers.
That goes back to Green Bay, yeah. So I see how you're bringing this all together now. That's pretty clever.
Okay.
Wow.
How about the
God.
other Kelsey on Monday Night
Sorry,
Football?
Lars,
as an
I am
analyst?
yelling.
He's awesome,
Yeah.
Jason.
Actually, you want to know
He's really
something?
good.
I threw on NFL Countdown for Monday, just had it going in the background,
Yeah.
and they were showing clips, and I didn't know who was talking. I'm like, I think that's Jason.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's really good.
Yeah, he's a sharp-dressed man. He looks good. He's
Polished
great speaker. Yeah.
Yes, a very polished broadcaster, almost with his talking. Very articulate.
Yeah.
I'm greatly enjoying it.
Yeah, I was very impressed, and I hope they keep him on for a while because
Well, there's talk of they want
good.
ESPN maybe to do it like a late night TV show with him.
yeah. And then on the other side of it, listening to Brady do his color commentary,
I don't like
I
him.
could go without that.
He doesn't. He's so non-existent and just like
Yeah.
He obviously is a great athlete, but he's not a good personality.
He's not Romo.
No.
Well, and I'm
Not
surprised
wrong.
because I had higher hopes because there was a video clip over the offseason of him with some podcast or something, and he was dissecting a play, and he was so good at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was so good at breaking this down, and you think about it like, well, yeah, this guy has had to go to the line for his entire life
Yeah.
and dissect a defense before he snaps the ball.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for him to explain the things that he could see, and he just hasn't done it yet. I can't remember if
Well, Romo kind
They
of
don't have
started that
Super
when he
Bowl this
first started doing his color, and he would tell you what the guy's thinking.
Yes.
On both sides of the ball. You know. Another one is who's on with Jay, the Canadian.
Luke Wilson.
Yeah, Luke. He's awesome.
He's
You know.
good.
Gotta do something with his hair, but man, he's awesome.
Well, and like Greg Olson, who was the Fox #1 color analyst until Tom Brady took over, was excellent at it.
He's still #1 for me.
But he's on that #2 crew, and I don't know who's got Super Bowls the next few years. I hope it's not Fox this year because I don't know if Tom Brady's ready for it. It is Fox this year. Yeah. So Tom Brady will be on the Super Bowl. It'll be Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, and Aaron Andrews as the announcers. So we're going to...
Aaron Andrews.
Oh, John Batiste is going to do the national anthem. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Tom Brady, though, like we're all going to finally, like, this is going to be, this should be Greg Olson. And Fox, you've bumped a guy who's better than Tom Brady for Tom Brady. So Tom Brady better be really good at this. Or if you're Fox, you need to try to find a way out of this contract.
Fox is they'll make the change in a second if they have to. If they're not,
is it ruthless?
Well,
you guys are right though. Tom Brady he's just getting his feet wet. So you know what? Maybe I should be a little bit fair, and then he needs to get used to it a bit and talk more and voice his plays more. Because he's too safe. Hardly I never even think that he's on the broadcast until they show his pretty face.
Yeah.
Where the I just want to see how much the contract was for again, because it's a ridiculous amount of money that they're giving. That's why I wonder I don't know how easy Fox could actually get out of this, because they just immediately they gave him a 10-year $375 million contract.
Wow.
That's right, Big Uke. Well, you're right.
Never broadcasted before, and just here's $375 million, 37.5 a year for you, Tom.
And I bring Sluice Juice to do this show. Wow.
It's the holidays. Christmas cheer.
That's my tradition.
Except with me and Maddie.
What?
Don't talk to me.
That kind of hurts the show if I can't talk to you.
Kind of. Yeah. It's only 25 minutes now.
I guess it's just going to be Gerry and I. Or Gerry, can you please tell Jasmine? We'll have to go that way. Gerry will never come back again to the EST studios.
Poor Gerry.
As much as we're enjoying the Sluice Juice, also don't remind you that the official drink of the EST Hangout, it is the Finnish long drink, Legend of 1952 drink. Unlike any other sparkling refreshment, real liquor, longdrink.com/Canada is where you can go to the website, enter in your postal code, and find which liquor store nearest you has the Finnish long drink for you. It is also available at Rogers Places. They have a deal with OEG. So if you're going to the Oilers game tonight, feel free to pick up a long drink. They have traditional and sugar free.
Boom.
Did that one.
So McDavid is getting presented with a golden stick today and a Tiffany glass. So for those who are wondering, this is the research that I did. I am not 100% positive, but the best I could get for you guys. Okay. So it's this Tiffany glass, obviously from Tiffany's. Hint, hint, gift, gift.
Do not hint at people to go buy Tiffany's.
Is she talking to us?
That is a lot of money for people to spend. Do not be telling people to go buy Tiffany.
Tiffany's is actually, since they're not a sponsor, the truth is they're too expensive for what their value is. When I see it, I'm like, I wouldn't spend that.
Tiffany's so high class. There's no chance they're sponsoring EST.
Well, I mean, it's not even the real gold and whatnot, but okay. Well, excuse me. Maybe one day.
Hint, hint.
No,
hint, nudge, nudge.
They're not a sponsor, and you talk about they're too high class.
Yeah, it was on you.
Well, Spirit of Edmonton would love to have Tiffany as a sponsor. I'm sure they do something like this.
The cutest greeting card.
We'll engrave them with some stuff.
Okay, so all right, so this Tiffany crystal stuff is so it's created by Louis Comfort Tiffany. He created a patent process which creates a shimmering luminous effect so the colors seem to change when seen in different angles. So it's just a very high grade crystal, I guess. What else did I write about this? It's a high demand and it's limited supply. So if you were to go on Tiffany's website right now, because I was trying to see how much this thing is worth. I'm sure we'll find out after it's presented to McDavid. But so 4 Tiffany wine glasses are worth $240 USD, which is about $337 Canadian. So it's about $85 a glass.
That's it?
Yeah.
Wow, for 1,000 points.
I would have thought Tiffany glasses would have been a little bit more.
And that gold stick better be a gold brick, because gold is the value is so up. That's what you're supposed to invest in. So
there you have it.
Glassware.
Okay, Jazzy's jewelry review. I don't know. I knew you guys needed me for Tiffany.
You can get an old-fashioned glass for $135. Honestly, I just would have thought it would have been a lot more than
Me
that.
too. That's why I was
A
quite
decanter's
surprised.
only $400, and I say only 400 again because I thought it would have just been
like
a lot more.
1,000, right?
Although their strainer's $570.
Is it really luminous?
It's with silver plate. You get like the strainer for drinks. Mm-hmm. It's $570. That's all Canadian. Like that's.
I'm pretty sure the Grey Cup is dipped in silver as well. It's a silver.
Is
The
it?
chalice, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
mean,
want to see the
silver, yeah.
oldest professional trophies in North America.
The Grey Cup is 116 because they didn't play 4 years. They haven't played it. They didn't play it during the 2 world wars.
So Stanley Cup is the oldest.
Is it? Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, it's the oldest. I didn't know which one came first, Stanley Cup or Grey Cup.
You know what?
10 oldest trophies in the
When
world.
was the first Stanley Cup awarded?
1893.
Oh yeah.
So the oldest, there's a Carlise Bells. No, I don't like this list already. I just want the oldest trophies in North America and stuff.
You know what's really cool about the Grey Cup? A little history while you're looking up is the so the Grey Cup is as big as it's ever going to get. They're not adding another layer to it, and it's full. So what they're doing now, the top 9 on the chalice will stay forever. The next row, they're now reversing. So 2023, 2022. When did Winnipeg win it? When they won it, they've been in it, but when they actually won it.
The last time they won it?
So 2022.
They won
24, yeah.
they won 19 and 21 and then lost 22, 23, 24.
Okay, so in 2021, they would have been the first new plaque on the top row.
Okay.
But on the reverse of that was the team that won it before them, so that that team name never comes off the Grey Cup. It's just been turned around, and the new name gets etched on it, so that the history is always on the Grey Cup.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. There's so much history in that trophy. Like it's again, great piece of Canadiana.
Because the Stanley Cup, they take off rows or something, and then they put them in the Hall of Fame, and
Yeah.
they just put on new rows and stuff.
Yeah, and the plaques are in the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, but the original one is just turned around.
So I'll have to find out who would be older, but you just chat GPT'd the oldest trophies in North American sports. Number 1 is the Stanley Cup. They say number 2 is Grey Cup.
Okay.
So there might be. So I'll have to
North America, yeah.
Yeah, North America. Number 3 is the America's Cup, which is for sailing. Oh wait, they got this wrong. They say what? This doesn't make any sense. Okay, I don't trust ChatGPT.
I just thought Grey Cup was 4th.
Well, it says Stanley Cup 1893 is 1. Grey Cup's 1909. Then it says America's Cup is 1851. So I gotta double check this. Then what they have here though is the Prince of Wales Trophy and then the Clarence Campbell Bowl, which are both for the NHL, are some of the oldest.
Yeah.
And then it goes the Commissioner's Trophy, which is the World Series. So the Canadians, we don't mess with tradition.
No.
The Americans, I don't know, they just don't have that.
The nice
tradition.
thing about the Grey Cup is it's the only championship trophy that you and I can go up and get our pictures taken with and touch it. There's a few protocols. You can't touch the chalice. You can't raise the cup over your head. You can't drink from it unless a champion is giving you the cup to drink from.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, no, it's the only way you could lift the Stanley Cup for sure is you better know someone or be at that party in the summer of somebody who's won it.
Yeah.
I can't remember who does the Larry O'Brien trophy. I feel like that was Tiffany or something like that. Yeah, it is Tiffany's. They do the NBA championship.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
But those are all done, and then it's kind of cool that you get to keep it, but it's also like it doesn't have that history. But
Doesn't have the
every year
tradition,
they redo the trophy. So like the Lakers have in one of their places all their championship trophies. They are legit championship trophies. They were the ones that were presented. Whereas when you win the Grey Cup at the Stanley Cup, you don't get to keep that.
I love taking the Grey Cup out and guys come up to me and say, I've seen it before. I said, well, you haven't seen this one. Yeah, I have. I said, no, you haven't, because Toronto Argonauts are on it this year. They weren't on it when you saw it last year. Because you always get that guy, that person,
that tries to be like, I know.
I don't need my picture.
I
taken
want
with
that
it.
history. I want the fact that knowing that, okay, this Stanley Cup, this Grey Cup,
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky lifted this one. Warren Moon lifted this one. It's not just some trophy that, this is this year's version, or this is just the replica that they travel around to see, but no one ever gets to lift this. These were literally brought on to midfield or to the end of the end zone or center ice, and the players grabbed them and they lifted them.
Yeah.
And that's what I am looking at.
Yeah. Yeah. This year's version of the Grey Cup has a little bit of tilt to the chalice, and I was asking Jeff about it because, you have to look to see it, but you can see it's just off kilter a little bit. And And he just kind of shook his head and went, Montreal. That's the way it came back. We had to spot weld it here to make it sturdy enough to hand out. So,
do they have multiple Grey Cups? Because I think there's 3 Stanley Cups.
there's the original.
Yeah.
And then there's a replica that does some touring around, but not very often.
Yeah, because like the Stanley Cups, there's the one in the Hall of Fame, I think. Yeah. There's the one that gets awarded to the teams, and I think there's one more somewhere.
Yeah.
So there's there's just so few of them.
Yeah.
But it's all the history around all of it and stuff. So,
yeah.
Nothing like a Four Nations trophy that's coming.
Yeah.
They better have like a cool trophy. The Four Nations?
I mean, it's 4 nations. Do something.
That's right. You do like 4 sticks.
Yeah, sure.
That come up.
Yeah, like there's lots of
Canada
ideas.
Cup wasn't the Canada Cup the 4 sticks with the?
Was it? Is that where that's coming from? Because that kind of like I feel like I've seen a cup like that.
I wonder how the
Canada
NBA Cup will look since the Lakers lost by 41 points yesterday. By the way, against Miami. Not
No,
even a
here's
good
the
team.
Canada Cup.
Okay,
It's
so
like a
which is the
half
one?
leaf.
Is it
I know which one. Like I've seen something where it's like 4 sticks.
4 sticks and then
Maybe it's an NCAA tournament.
yeah, it could be.
It might be one of theirs.
Yeah, it could be. The Frozen Four. That
Yeah,
kinda
something like that. I'd have to double check that one.
Yeah.
Oh
Anyway.
yeah, Frozen Four. Yeah, 4.
Maddie, we were talking about the Lakers quickly here.
We're talking about hockey because people
Yeah,
care
don't
about
ignore
hockey.
me.
I'm out of NBA.
Yeah, no one
don't
cares.
follow it,
You
don't
need to
watch it.
acknowledge what happened yesterday
I
because
did
that was
hear
weird.
that the Lakers got hammered last night.
Yes, they did. Thank you, Jerry. Even Jerry knows, and he's like, "I'm not a big NBA guy." But hey,
You just said it. I was listening.
okay.
Yeah, no, as Rob from the Grove, I think he had a little bit earlier, was that Jerry's Jasmine's interpreter. So he's picking up on what you're laying down very.
So what Jasmine just said, the Lakers lost by 41 last
By
night,
the way.
Maddie.
No,
What's happening?
I don't have anything to say.
Did you watch a little bit to see the highlights at all?
No.
I didn't watch. I was like, this game is like Dunskies. It was Dunskies from the beginning.
And you know if it was on TV.
It was on TV.
So
like,
I'm not a fan, but how did they lose by 41?
I don't know. I'm gonna guess
Are they not good this year?
they're not good this year.
Oh, well, then
They're
LeBron is
average.
Their D is terrible. They're missing components in their team. They're just really like they were expected to play better than they're playing, and they're just really not good.
I heard they need to trade for a center. That's what I heard today.
They've needed a center for a couple of years. LeBron's also not playing well right now. And as long as LeBron's not playing well right now, it's early.
And can you explain to me this in-season tournament thing going on? Because I have...
So the in-season
NBA Cup,
tournament,
Rip City.
and now it's called the NBA Cup, Emirates NBA Cup. It's a way to get people interested in watching the early part of the regular season because the NBA found that
Not working for me.
The players also get rewarded. The best player gets rewarded
they?
500,000.
But
USD.
there was like to get people into watching the regular season earlier in the season. They found a lot of people weren't watching. And actually last year there was a lot of people that got interested in this. I don't feel the same buzz as last year, but
Yeah, I agree.
it's there. So what happens is they're broken up into pools or groups of 5. So if my math's correct, there's 6 groups of 5, 3 in each conference.
Yeah.
And then you play a round robin game against each team, which also counts though towards the regular season. And then the top team of each moves on to the quarterfinals, and then the best second place team of each conference also goes on to the quarterfinals. And then they'll be in a situation where they'll do a quarterfinal knockout, goes through. Then I think they went to Vegas last year. I'm assuming they'll go back to Vegas again this year, where there'll be a semifinal and a championship over the course of it'll be like a Thursday, Saturday type.
So there's
thing.
actual finale to it.
There
which
is,
cool.
and the 2 semis and the final do not count towards the regular season stats.
Oh, wow.
Those are separate games.
Okay.
They put it on the side. So then that's the word of the NBA Cup. It's kind of been stolen though from soccer, where soccer has multiple cups.
Right.
In England, you play for the Premier League, which is the league title, but then there's the FA Cup, there's the Carabao Cup. I'll just leave it at there. Domestically. Okay. But the difference is what they do in soccer versus with the NBA, though, and this is where I'm not happy with the NBA for this, is they don't count towards the regular season. You have your regular season type games, but then you have cup games, and they are separate. And the NBA needs to separate the two. But that's what the NBA Cup is. It's to try to get people that like the NBA to follow and watch some more of the early NBA season, because they found too many people are just tuned out until February or something.
And with that $500,000 advantage, like the players want a gun for that. It's good for their ego, and who doesn't want 500 grand, right?
Yeah.
And there's only one first ever champion, and it's the LA Lakers.
Who lost by 41 last night?
Guy that doesn't care anymore. Yeah,
It's early. I think
Against Miami,
they're going to
though.
go through
It
their
wasn't even
slump.
like it was an unreal team.
They're going through a slump. They'll be fine.
Missing people. I think Miami was missing people. Okay.
They're going through a slump. They'll be fine. They'll be in the playoffs.
I'm glad you two were talking.
They'll make it.
All right.
make
NBA brings us together.
They'll make a trade. They'll bring. Maybe they'll bring in Brandon Ingram, and the team will be fine. The team will be fine. NBA title fine. I'm not so sure about that, but they'll be in the playoffs. And they'll be okay. JJ Redick's on it. JJ Redick will figure this out. Need to get to Road Warriors, brought to you by AccuSteel Heavy Haul Trailers. Custom manufacturing of heavy haul trailers for mining, oil and gas, equipment, highway transportation. Quality, innovation, integrity. They are trusted by the leaders in the heavy transport industry. Get on the road with peace of mind for your large loads. AccuSteel.ca.
Oh.
Blue Jackets are on the road here in Edmonton to take on the Oilers in the National Hockey League. Again, the GCLT's Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Zollhorn and South will get you set at 6 o'clock. Elsewhere in the NHL, it's a busy slate, so some of the games, the Jets are out in Buffalo to take on the Sabres. Canadians are hosting the road team, the Predators. Ottawa's home to the Red Wings and the Flames. They're playing tonight as the Blues travel out to Calgary. Jerry's already mentioned a little bit earlier, too, in the National Football League. We do have the Green Bay Packers as the visitors in Detroit to take on the Lions. And in the NBA, the Thunder Raptors going at it. Your Thunder taking on the Raptors.
OKC's going to wipe
Wow. That's
Raptors off the board today. So,
and the Hero World Challenge is already underway. Golf. Cameron Young leads right now, 5 under.
I have a correction. I made a mistake.
Oh, wow. Jasmine made a mistake.
Okay, watch it. So it's every player gets $500K, not
on
just
the winning team.
Yes. So that's why there's big.
That's significant.
Yeah, no wonder. Like everybody. That's why it's interesting too, because you could see that they want the win. It's the incentive is to get the vets to help young players get paid. So yeah,
Young
NBA
players
Cup,
get
baby.
That's good. Who are the Jets playing tonight? Sorry.
They were Buffalo?
The
WNBA quickly. Just wanted to
NHL.
quick mention because I know we're running out of time here.
Yes, it is in Buffalo. Yeah, we've got 3 minutes.
I was just going to say before you go there, I was
Yeah,
just
I
going
know.
to say that huge boom in Winnipeg of the Jets crashing back to earth. They three other last 10 they've won.
It was expected.
They are now on the
Calgary,
season
yes. Winnipeg, I don't know.
18-8. Let's go through their last little stretch. Lost to the Golden Knights, lost to the Kings, beat the Wild, lost to the Preds,
They're
beat the
3-7 in their
Pens,
last 10.
beat the Panthers, lost to the Panthers, lost to the Lightnings. Yeah, they've had back to more being who they are, but where are they sitting? Oh, they're out of the top spot in the Central. The Wild are ahead of them.
Yeah,
And the Wild still have a game in hand. The Wild are 17-4-4 this year. Toronto Metro?
Tempo.
Tempo, that's what it is.
What's tempo?
Speed. Tempo.
Speed.
You know,
Okay.
like going up the court. Like in basketball, you have a high up tempo game
I
where
see.
it's like you move quick.
Yeah. I didn't like their logo.
I really enjoyed their
I
logo.
saw just a gray one, but apparently it's supposed to be blue and red, representing like Canada. But I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
Blue and red?
That's what I read in the
How does that
article.
represent Canada?
I don't know. That's what they said in the article.
Blue doesn't represent.
And they're gonna.
Well, it's
Yeah, I don't. Ew! It looks like an elementary school.
that's not Canada at all.
No.
I
And
hate
It's
it.
exactly elementary school. That's
Yeah.
what you'd think
Ugh,
you'd see.
excuse me.
And then there's that
Hate
version.
it. That's the one I saw.
That was
I don't
pretty
like
good.
it.
I
That
like
was not
that.
bad. That was not bad. At least it's
big-
significant.
from what
with
we
the-
just saw.
But it's very
basketball.
Indiana Pacers.
Yeah.
That's what I see here. Indiana Pacers.
It just needs to spruce it up. It's boring. I don't like
At
it.
least it relates to basketball. The first one really had any.
Yeah.
Nothing. What's that?
Moving. 1, 2, 3. There's 5 lines, and they're moving up the court. Maybe
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
maybe
okay.
my guess.
So it's 2026.
For the tempo.
Yeah, is it
They
tempo?
also
Yeah, yeah.
have a new team in Portland, Golden State. The name was cool, but the Golden State I didn't understand.
No.
But anyways, WNBA is coming to Canada. It's confirmed. I feel like this is going to be a big deal for us in 2026. I think we're all going to be more involved into WNBA. Who isn't? Whether you're gambling, watching. Finally, that's just awesome.
You know, it is cool. Because
Yeah.
last year we were out some establishment, my wife and I and my daughter, and it was the finals of the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
And the two girls were on their phones watching the finals as and
I love that.
it was so cool.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking to myself, now I know exactly how they feel. Because I'm here with nothing. But I just thought it was so neat that they're both, sitting there on their phones watching and cheering.
Engaged in the WNBA and all sports, right? Yeah.
Gerry, thanks for coming in. Thanks for bringing some sluice juice for us. Glad 50th went off this year and you guys were able to get it done in Vancouver. And if anyone wants to help out in any sort of way, shape, or form with the Spirit of Edmonton, once again, how can they get in touch?
It's my email, chairman@spiritofedmonton.com is the easiest way. Maddie's also got all my information. Just reach out to Matt. And we're looking forward to getting going. And the more we the more we move towards this Jasper thing, we'll let everybody know, let you guys know, and maybe we can partner up and work together. But just want to say it's a pleasure coming on. This is my third time. I love it. It's so much fun to hang out. Mixing the sluice juice at 8 a.m. is a little late for me. Usually at 6 a.m. that we're doing it. But anyway, it's a real pleasure. Thank you very much.
I'm always glad to have you in. You do great things in the community and including with the book. Giving 250 of those to the people in Jasper. And then giving away how many? Was it 5,000?
Yeah, we had, I think it was 5,000. I'm going to be 500. I have to look and see. No, we had boxes. There's 44 in a box, and I had to pallet full up my office. So it was a significant number.
It's a good number to give to the city.
And we're happy to do it.
Not without my teammates.com, I believe it was.
Yeah, support Jeff, support the cause, and support the Glenn McWhinney Foundation, the fund that is worth every penny.
Spirit of Edmonton, it's a great thing. 50 years, on to 51. It'll happen. You'll be in Winnipeg, and we'll see you there.
Sociable.
Can't wait to join you, Gerry, at your little festivities.
Tailgate.
Your tailgate.
Yeah.
You have been a pleasure today. Thank you for putting up with me and Matthew. And I can't wait to buy this, not without my teammates, from my nephews and nieces for their little Christmas presents. So thank you so much.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. So there's some gifts that are going to be purchased for that.
Absolutely.
It's very simple and very easy.
Yeah, let me know if there's something wrong with delivery or whatever. I can get them quicker for you.
Okay.
Thanks to everyone for tuning in to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Up next, it is the Lock Shop. Then we got Two Guys and a Goalie, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show, and then the GCLD's Oil Stream pregame show. Tommy and Hernan will get you set for Oilers and Blue Jackets.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Friday vibes.
We're so excited. On behalf of Jasmine and Gerry Haracsi from the Spirit of Edmonton, I am Matt. Thanks for tuning in to the EST Hangout live on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here, joining us today.